Iconic trophy, legendary evening, a night for history. Here we are at the Rod Laver Arena, the final match of this year's Australian Open. Twilight here in Melbourne, another beautiful day, a warm day, and so much to savour, of course, ahead of what is one of the hardest matchups for both of these two players in tonight's final. Daniil Medvedev up against Rafael Nadal. Truly majestic from Medvedev. What a way to finish the second set. And at 2 sets to love up, he looks like he's going to be a worthy winner here in Melbourne as well. That is a long way back for Rafa.
Sport is unpredictable, and if you fight till the end, I just wanted to give me a chance, and that's what I did. Just fight, just keep belief on trying to find a solution.
Well, Rafa's strengths are everything, intensity, physical, mental power.
Scintillating shot from the Spaniard. This crowd isn't just living every point, it's living every shot. Remarkable from Rafa. Medvedev leads by 2 sets to 1.
I was repeating to myself during the whole match. I lost a lot of times here, having chances. Sometimes I was a little bit unlucky, so I just wanted to keep believing till the end.
To a 5th we go. What an incredible night of drama. Absolutely astonishing recovery here from Rafa. Never seen, never heard anything like it. That is the best shot he has ever hit. What a night, what a morning. Melbourne, you are amazing. Nadal will serve for the title for a second time. It's the miracle in Melbourne. 21 major titles from one of the greatest players of all time.
Today is just an unforgettable day for me, and probably the most unexpected title in my career. I want to stay at one moment in time, and today is the day to celebrate this.
Iconic trophy, legendary evening, a night for history. Here we are at the Rod Laver Arena, the final match of this year's Australian.
Play. Ready. Play.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. 5:35 a.m. and technology has arrived. My coffee's about to explode in the kitchen, so I'm going to leave you three to talk tennis, okay?
Sounds good. How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you, Owen and Mario?
Hi. Good. It's a very bad hour in Italy, but it's okay.
Yeah, 5:30 in the morning for you?
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, it's 11:30 for me. So like I'm, apologies to anyone watching if I yawn because it's going to be happening a lot.
Yeah, it's about 8:30 where I'm at, so a little bit better this time around.
What are your thoughts on this match?
Really fascinated by both players actually because Nadal since the Wimbledon quarterfinal, as we know, he's 4-5, and obviously he struggled a little bit, with abdominal injury and just second half of the season on indoor hard courts hasn't looked at his best. But then he's had a series of exhibition matches against Casper Ruud, so I'm curious to see how does he come out. Cameron Norrie has traditionally been a favorable matchup for Nadal, just because some of the lefty patterns that Norrie employs. I think Rafa just does it a little, better on the big points, and he's won all 10 sets they played. The head-to-head is 4-0, but Cameron Norrie has played a match already, and he had a very good year last year. So I'm interested to see kind of how mainly how Nadal looks, but also because Norrie is a good test early.
I will be jumping out when they get underway, and I'll let you three take over. But I've got two things. First of all, why is Rafa breaking ranks and not wearing the Spanish red? Must be some contractual thing. And secondly, Mario, how are you? 5:35 as well, where you are. I hope you're feeling lively. And tell me your thoughts on the match.
Yeah, I think that it's a very important test for Rafa because when you play Cameron Norrie, you have to show some kind of level if you want to go through this match. So I think that it's a really good test for both players because even for Cameron Norrie after the win he got against the Minor, it's a very good step forward, a very good test to see how he is ready to do something very good at the Australian Open. But yeah, I think that the focus probably is gonna be a bit on Rafa because after the rough end of the 2022 season, we are all interested to see how he looks physically and how his level is in this first match of his season.
Fair enough. All right, listen, I'm going to let you go because they're now having a little breather. If you need me, I'll be backstage. You can always contact me in the private chat, but otherwise, enjoy.
Thanks, John. Yeah, it's funny to look at Rafa's outfit, like sitting with the other Spanish players. He really sticks out because they're all in red and he's in like neon and black. So do you do a round of predictions?
Yeah, we're starting.
Thanks, Ashley. I did get a haircut recently at long last.
looks like Rafa is serving first.
Yeah.
What are your predictions? Who do you think is going to win?
I'm picking Rafa, but I feel like it could be tight. Generally, in these types of matches, he might start out a little slow, and then once he wins in a tight first set, he might sort of start playing freer again. But recently, Rafa has actually started out well, and then he sort of had some dips. If we look at his matches in 2022, so I'm gonna say we get maybe 2 tight sets. How about you? What do you guys?
I agree. I have to say that I'm feeling the same towards this match, but yeah, we'll see. But I'm willing to to 2 very close sets, but Rafa can win this one.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I do think Norrie is going to have to hope at least a little bit that Rafa just plays badly, because if and I think that's possible, because like we were saying, he didn't end the year that well, like the start of the year, so could be out of rhythm. Norrie's had this extra match, but yeah, I feel like if Rafa plays well enough, like it's on his racket. So
yeah, the fact is that I think that if Norrie is gonna have a chance, he is 100% able to get it. So I think that Rafa has to play a solid tennis in important moments if he wants to beat Norrie today, because I think that Norrie has the confidence needed to go for his things in important moments.
yeah, like I don't think Norrie will beat himself. Like I don't think he'll. I mean, it's possible, but like I feel like he is confident probably. Like I don't think he'll if he gets a lead, I don't think he'll start double faulting. But I could be wrong, because it's always tough against a legend.
Yeah, the last time these two played each other was in the Acapulco final, and Nadal was in seriously really good form then, because he just won 2 titles, including Australian Open, and just beat Medvedev 6-3, 6-3 in over 2 hours. and I thought Norrie was playing very good then, because he'd already won a title and he had beaten Tsitsipas the round before, and it was fairly routine for Rafa. It was 4-4, and Nadal was hitting his backhand very well. But I'm curious to see what Norrie does sort of tactically, because hitting his forehand cross court, and he has a kind of a heavy spinny forehand, and his backhand is very flat and it skids through the court. But that contrast doesn't exactly bother Rafa, because he can run around and hit really big inside out forehands, and just that forehand cross is going into Nadal's forehand cross, and Nadal has a lot of options there. So I'm curious to see what adjustments Norrie makes, especially on the return. I'd maybe like to see him try to get it to Rafa's backhand as much as he can.
It's always a good idea.
Sort of pin him in that corner, and then he can make something happen, maybe with his forehand, and come to the net. And he is extremely he has really good endurance, right? So I know that physically he'll be able to go the distance as long as it takes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think what to do against Rafa from the baseline, obviously easier said than done, but you want to pepper the backhand and rush the forehand. Like, it's not, like, you don't have to avoid the forehand, but if you're going to go there, you want to hit a quality shot. So, like, depth, power.
Yeah, so we had a pretty good first game. And now let's see how Cameron Norrie starts.
Yeah, I don't know if there was too much from the first game to comment on, but I did notice at 15-all, Rafa was kind of playing down the middle with like, seems like Norrie had the opportunity to take control of that rally, and he went into the net pretty soon. Not really going to fault him for that, because it's the third point of the match, so nerves still warming up. But in the future, he's going to want to avoid mistakes like that.
And particularly, he doesn't really play too much out of his comfort zone. We kind of know what we're going to get. An exception of that is, like, maybe in the Wimbledon match that he played against Djokovic. I thought he was playing really aggressive, more than usual. And I think Djokovic actually was rocked a little bit, wasn't expecting it, and he went down a set. And that was the best major Norrie's had so far, right? Wimbledon semis.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a very good year until about, I want to say, Cincinnati, and then he kind of tailed off a little bit. But I think beating de Minaur has to give him a lot of confidence, because de Minaur is very good in these team events. Like, just made a Davis Cup final. Usually plays well in Australia this time of the year, and Norrie won that match fairly comfortably.
Yeah, we just saw on the first point of that 0-1 game, Norrie tried to trade forehands with Rafa, and Rafa tried to go down the line, hit it into the top of the net. But I don't think Norrie should try to pursue that pattern. I think that's very dangerous. Rafa's forehand down the line is obviously a big weapon. So he missed that one, but I wouldn't tempt him in the future.
Yeah. And Rafa is already covering that wide serve, sending super far deep, because that's Norrie's favorite serve on the ad side. It's a great play against a righty, but not to the Nadal forehand.
Yeah, lefty-lefty matchups are interesting because on the surface it's not that different from righty-righty because like you negate the angles in that way, but since you have fewer lefties, you don't get to see it as often. Mario, have you seen the Nadal Verdasco semifinal at the 2009 Australian Open?
Not live, not live, but I've seen it, and yeah, one of for sure one of the best matches of this century in the Australian Open. So yeah, that was a very, very good Australian Open, because for Rafa, the task he went through physically and mentally to win that title, I don't know how to compare with with what happened last year, because last year there was the great comeback in the final, but probably 2009 title, the level was probably I don't know, very higher, we can say. Probably one of the best slams of recent years. I mean, like 15, 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a super popular opinion, but I think that that semifinal with Verdasco was the best match I've seen. It was so good.
Norrie held the love, so that should give him some confidence. Hit a very good wide serve at 40 love, and then just hit a forehand in the open court.
Yeah, I don't expect the break to come very, very soon, but I can be wrong. I think that they can, like, a little bit study each other and their physical state and their level in the first games. So I may be wrong, but I don't think I'm expecting an early break in this first set.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. I could see a tiebreak, honestly. Just kind of feeling each other out. Like, I think Nadal, he's a great returner, but I don't think he usually plays like God mode return games in the first half hour of a match. And I could see him kind of cruising on serve himself.
Well, as soon as I as I told it, we are 15:30.
Yeah, just watching this point. A couple of forehands in the net, catching them a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. Nadal, of course, just trying to find his rhythm from the baseline.
Mm-hmm.
Different kind of environment, also playing with the other Spanish players on this team. Different sort of dynamic. Norrie has Tim Henman, the captain.
It's a great drop shot after coming to the net.
Yeah, I expect Nadal to use that serve and volley type play a lot today.
He did it on the second point of the match, so I think that shows you like he's ready to use that tactic for sure. Can you imagine him doing that in like 2006? Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does seem like Nadal is going to be the aggressor in this match. You know, it's not that Norrie has a bad forehand or anything, but he's not really the type to really dictate with that shot or his backhand. So I feel like it's going to be Nadal forcing the issue and trying to dictate these rallies.
Yeah. It's a good match for Nadal to work his way into the season, I feel like.
Yeah.
And still get top competition.
Yeah.
Lots of long points, probably.
It's like the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was that drop shot. He hit a great forehand down the line. Probably should have had a look at a break point there, Norrie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hasn't been able to do the right things to close the point in his favor. Yeah.
Yeah. That's going to be the challenging part for him, finishing points. Because I'm pretty sure he can extend them, but doesn't have that one killer shot at the moment.
And that's kind of an interesting weakness I think we have with like a few players on tour right now. Like I think Medvedev has that. You know, he can come to the net, but he's not a great volleyer. He doesn't have the huge forehand, great backhand, but you don't want to have to rely on a backhand to hit winners. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Norrie does. I think I would encourage him to come to net, but Rafa's a great passer, so that's a risky plan too.
Yeah. And if you do come to the net, you have to be able to angle it short and get Rafa moving in the wrong way. But it's very tough to execute that because Nadal is sort of either preparing for that chase already, or he's like just comfortable camping behind the baseline, waiting to hit one of his scorching running forehand passing shots.
Right. We've seen a few of those over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah, reading in the comments, I saw calling out Zverev, who lost in straights today in his first official match. I don't know what you're thinking about his situation.
Yeah, it's a tough one because he's obviously not played for 7 months, and ankles. That injury was really rough, so it's like pretty hard to come back from something like that. I could see he was actually moving decently well, but some of his ground strokes he was a little rusty on. He was dropping a lot of balls short. Second serve was problematic. That's nothing new for him, really. He's kind of struggled with that throughout even his best years. And then I thought the Hechka played really, really well. I mean, he made the next gen finals final, and he's a great ball striker. Reminds me a lot of Berdych in the way he hits his forehand, and he has really good, like he gets such easy power off both wings, and he's able to hit winners. He was coming to the net, mixing it up, using his serve effectively. So I thought it was a pretty tough match for Zverev.
Yeah, I wasn't shocked to see that he lost either. Like, first match back is always going to be tough. He was out for a while. Yeah, I think the Australian Open will be more telling.
Yeah. And it's not going to get any easier against Taylor Fritz, of course, in the next round.
Yeah.
Another forehand cross. Really.
Yeah, so we had a very, very interesting rally.
Yeah, that I think was great from Norrie because Nadal hit a really good return. Norrie hit a great tee serve and Nadal got it back deep. But then from there, Norrie was able to take advantage in the neutral rally with that cross-court forehand and then finish inside out with the winner. I think if he's going to be able to... Nadal making a funny face there. If Norrie is going to be able to be aggressive in the neutral rallies, I think that'll be huge.
Yeah. Oh, Nadal got such great width on that shot. I just missed the drop shot, though.
Yeah, Nadal has wasted a couple of good returns this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Norrie started it in the right way, as I was expecting. So yeah, I can see he's in a good shape according to me.
Yeah, I don't think he's dropped a point on serve so far, so that definitely helps.
Yeah, good point.
And that's the first
there
one.
it is. Yeah, there's that forehand.
The commentator just
Yeah, a great forehand.
Yeah, it's such a killer shot because Nadal's cross-court forehand is so good that I think all of his opponents cheat a little bit to the left of the center line. And so when he does hit that forehand down the line, it's almost impossible to cover because you have to run that extra distance from expecting the cross-court. You sort of have to give him that space to hit into. So when he chooses to do it, it's devastating. Nice response from Norrie there.
a good changeup also going to the tee.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be fascinating to see how both players use that tee serve on the outside. We know Nadal will kind of use it sparingly on big points. If he really needs a free point, then he'll go down the middle for an ace. Yeah, it's a sort of a sneaky weapon, but not something you want to overuse, I think, for either player.
No, double fault.
Yeah. That ball toss was a little bit too far in front.
Yeah. There really never is a good time for a double fault because Norrie has another game point here, but if he misses this one, then you're already thinking like, oh, is he going to get broken? So like you want to make that second serve at 40-15. Jeez. Looks like his ball toss has gone haywire. What is going on? This 3 in a row off to the left.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing.
Some people think that should be a fault.
Yeah.
I personally don't, but it's.
But then he hits a great serve.
Yeah, that was very strange. I don't know what to think about that.
And he hit that one a lot lower.
Yeah. That one, it almost looks like he hesitated, like he didn't want to hit it, but then he did, and he hit it very well.
Yeah. It's like, God, this crowd is going to kill me if I do it the 4th time.
I mean, 3 already. Like, I don't know if that should be a fault. If you do 3 in a row, it's like, okay. Like,
yeah, I think 3 warrants a fault, I would say.
But gets the hole, so 2-all.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's kind of like the serving version of what Nadal does with hitting to the backhand. Like since he hits to the backhand on every serve, you just can't cover that one out wide. So if he makes it, you got to give him the free point.
Again.
Yeah. Oh God.
He's hitting the targets well on the serve.
Yeah. It's amazing how much he's improved that serve over the years because when he was starting out, even in like 2005, 2006, when he was already winning majors, his serve was just like a puffball. Didn't really do anything. And now, like, you had that match against Ruud at the ATP finals when he hit like 5 aces in a row at one point.
Yeah.
It's just kind of remarkable that shift has happened.
Yeah.
I think Djokovic has kind of had an even more dramatic version of that. He had a year like 2010 where I think that entire year he hit more double faults than aces. And now Djokovic is just an ace machine.
Yeah, the accuracy both of these players have found in their 30s on their serve is something to behold because they keep on tinkering with their technique. They hire new people. Like, I mean, obviously Djokovic has Ivanisevic.
Yeah.
And Rafa has changed his quite a few times.
Oh, that's a great return from Norrie.
right at Nadal's shoelaces.
Hit from such a deep position as well. He was way behind the baseline.
Yeah. This is the most
Okay.
packed I've seen this crowd.
The most
3
what?
days. This is the most
Yeah.
packed I've seen the crowd so far in the last 3 days, which isn't surprising.
Yeah, meanwhile, Dimitrov has won the first set against Goffin, 6-4.
It really is 2017 again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have also a team playing in Adelaide qualifying right now.
Uh-huh.
He's already up a break against Kwon.
Oh, great.
Right. Yeah. I think all tennis fans will be pulling for him to get to the bad news is though that whoever he faces in the first round of Adelaide is tough.
Yeah,
He's
that's
like
a great
qualifying slots.
tournament.
But for a 250, that seems more like a 500 or 1,000.
Yeah, I will admit to pulling for Team for sure. I hope he can make some noise at the Australian Open. Very glad he got a wild card there. Finalist in 2020. So
Then today we're also gonna have the first match of Iga Swiatek.
Yep, against Yulia Putintseva.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the other team in that group? Switzerland, right? Yeah, so we could have Bencic against Swiatek. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Oh, I'm really glad the this tournament has this format. I was on YouTube, I think a couple of days ago, and I saw there was a tennis TV video that was Kvitova highlights. And I was like, it's very cool that they can finally do this. Like, get ATP and WTA content under one umbrella, please.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that probably I don't know how you think about that, but I was thinking that probably given this format, the mixed double should be played earlier, like third match, because I just don't like so much that, for example, till now we hasn't already seen an important mixed doubles match, and I think that given the format, we have men's and women's playing together. Probably it can be a good idea to just play a bit earlier the mixed double, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's something they could look at for next year as well, because it's also stretched out so much. Like, you have some ties that are not even getting finished in one day because you have like the two singles for each, and then you have the mixed doubles. It's almost like you're playing potentially 5 matches, and you have so many players on these benches. I wonder if it would be better to do it like the ATP Cup way, and just make the deciding match of the mixed doubles, and then like have that right after the two singles. That seems like maybe a good idea. And then of course you also have like a lot of mismatches because you have players getting in on their top player, and then you see matches between players outside the top 300, and it's a good level, but it's, I think it's not exactly worth the value that I think the fans who paid their money wanted. When you have like two top 15 level players playing here, and then you have the second match being like number 300 versus number 150, sometimes I'd look up and be like, oh, okay, that's a little different from normal events.
Yeah,
I think the ATP Cup had the same issue, but it's a work in progress, I guess.
Yeah. Also nice that some much lower ranked players get a chance to play on a big stage, though.
Yeah, that is really nice, and it could give them a really big boost, and the level is still pretty good, and it's good to promote them. And also we don't have the outside courts, so it's
right.
That's the other thing.
Yeah, that's an
It's all one
interesting
set of
game.
Yeah, the Nadal great drop shot there. Norrie didn't even run for it. Now big point. 30-all.
Yes.
So, Norrie keeps trying.
That time he went to the body serve.
Yeah.
Nadal getting it back to neutral really nicely.
Here Nadal has been great in this rally, and so he has a break point.
Yeah, really good.
Very patient, didn't try to do too much, just coaxed the mistake.
And I think that's the tough thing against Nadal. Like, you look at that point Norrie played, I think to start the 1-2 game where he hit that inside-out forehand winner. That's the kind of point you have to play consistently against Nadal. But his neutral rally ball is so hard to deal with that sooner or later you end up making mistakes, and that's what we're seeing now.
Oh, he saved himself with that volley.
Yeah, big reaction there. Yeah, I think Nadal will probably be annoyed with himself that he didn't hit a better passing shot there.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting. Early in that rally, Nadal hit a slice down the line. It's usually a technique he uses to try to set up a forehand down the line. But Norrie really smartly went to Nadal's backhand, and that kind of crossed Rafa up and set up the easy ball for Norrie to attack the net.
I kind of also thought he might go for a lob, but
yeah, he had enough time.
Oh, fantastic backhand.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. If you spend a lot of time engaging in cross-court rallies, then you give Nadal the chance to have the initiative, and there he just, as soon as he saw his chance, he took it down the line, and that's what you have to do.
Taking the ball on the rise. Answering this question, Ghost, I think it's an advantage to be a lefty, because if you're a righty, then Nadal gets to hit his forehand cross court to your backhand. Think lefty, if you can take that on with your own forehand, it's a little more even.
Yeah, we saw, for example, Shapovalov played a lot of good matches against Nadal.
Yeah.
He often been able to put him in difficult situations. I remember, Rome, but Rafa was a little bit injured, but even Rome the year before, 2021, I remember that match.
Yeah, Shapovalov had match points, I think.
Yeah.
It's a great backhand down the line, isn't it, all there?
It's really funny how tennis works, because it's all about the matchups. Because, Norrie against Shapovalov, right? I mean, Norrie loves that matchup. And then Shapovalov likes playing Nadal almost more than he likes playing Norrie. It's very strange.
Yeah.
This time, Norrie being a lot more aggressive with his forehand. Oh, that's a bad
Yeah,
miss.
but a bad volley.
Yeah. Tried to cut it too much. He would have been better off just blocking it straight like he did on the 30-hole point.
Yeah, he tried to hit it to the right place and everything just dumped it into the net. But yeah, I think this kind of speaks to what we were talking about with Norrie. He's not exactly comfortable playing points like this. I think he's more content to sit back and play neutral, but you can't really do that against Nadal, so he's having to step out of his comfort zone.
Oh,
amazing.
The
amazing
pass
from Rafa.
It's too good.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, kept that first pass so low that Norrie got the half volley, but he couldn't really do anything.
And we knew that big fist bump was coming.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, even because I know he's Rafa, but winning a tight game, a long game like this, it's important. For example, we saw making a comparison with Turin. I remember, for example, making quite nice starts even against Felix Auger-Aliassime, but then not being able to take his chances. Then Felix took confidence and we know what happened. So also an important game to win for him.
Yeah, it would be important for him to consolidate here.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that match he
Not
was
as
up.
Not a
He
good
had
start.
40 love. He had 3-4 40 love against Felix, and then got broken, and then I think similar
I
situation.
remember
Right.
two straight double faults.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Ghost, about Norrie coming into the net. When you come into the net against Nadal, you have to hit great approach shots. And Norrie has not done that either time he's come in. So no first serves in this game from Nadal yet.
Nadal's shaking his head there.
Yeah.
Going to the towel. He almost tried to shake that off with his legs and just get on with it as quick as he could.
Right.
Oh.
And at the second serve.
Yeah, that was a good second serve, but a bad miss as well. I think if Nadal is missing first serves like that, the last thing you want to do is let him off the hook. You have to make those returns.
Rafa sweating as always.
You could have a GIF of that from like every tournament he's ever played.
Nadal's serve is shaky so far this game.
Yeah. It's unfortunate timing for him as well. This is a game you really want to hold.
No, should have
He's
been
been
better.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's a very bad miss.
Yeah, he's not serving unbelievable in this game. So
Yeah, quite a contrast from the previous service game where he had 3 aces.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, I think the thing with these missed returns as well is that like they weren't like intended to be aggressive. They weren't going to be return winners. They were just kind of down the middle. And they still missed. It's really not good.
Yeah. Let's see if Norrie can step in here on one of these second serve returns. Try to go cross court. He's more comfortable staying back behind the baseline, putting some more air underneath them.
think he just needs to make that turn.
Another
There
one.
he went. He went the exact opposite. He tried to go for something way too ambitious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's got to be really frustrating for Norrie. He really should have had a break point in this game.
At least.
Yeah.
My God.
Or I mean, Nadal play. I mean, Nadal's had 3 second serve points that he's just won.
Yeah.
1 4 stars.
Yeah, if you're gonna miss 3 second serve returns, you really do not deserve to break. So.
Yeah. So no first serve seen out of 6 points.
Yep. 6 out of 6 best. Oh, he finally made the return. That was a good return there, actually.
Oh, could have made it on 15-30.
I still can't believe he missed 3 in a row. That's atrocious for a top player.
Sorry to any of the Norrie fans listening to this.
Hey, I think they would agree with me.
I do.
There's the first serve.
Oh, horrible forehand.
I think also early in the rally, he got one right in the middle of the court, and he could have tried for a winner, but he hit it down the middle.
Yeah, in other conditions, probably he wouldn't forgiven Cameron Norrie.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have a break point.
Yeah, this has been a really high quality game from both players.
I think Norrie might almost be hoping that Nadal makes a first serve, so this time he doesn't have to think too hard on the second. Can also work with the pace a little bit.
Yeah. Wonder if Nadal will try to serve and volley here.
Always an option in the back. Oh. And that is an excellent response. Break point down.
When it matters the most.
Yeah.
Yep. That is why this man is the leader in most majors won.
Yeah. Yeah. How many times has he used that T serve to bail himself out on breakpoint? Like, you could also make a compilation of those. That would be pretty good.
Oh.
No, he missed it.
Oh, he was right there.
Yeah, just overhit it.
It was a good return. Like, Rafa had to hit I think he hit a pretty good volley there because it was an uncomfortable position.
Yeah, very good volley, but still probably I don't know. He was running, yeah, but probably could have been.
Yeah,
could have gone on court.
Underneath it just a tad, and then he would have been fine.
Yeah,
almost kind of overran it. Oh, that is an excellent forehand, and he flattened it out.
Yeah, that's good.
So we're having back-to-back long games, and it's gonna be very, very important.
Yeah, credit Norrie there because he also hit a very deep shot in the third or fourth point of the rally, and then was able to go back behind Nadal. That's a good play.
Yeah. And yeah, we're at I think 38 minutes and haven't finished 7 games yet. So
a classic in Rafa's matches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
that's a bad drop shot.
Oof.
Oh, but he gets away with it.
Yeah.
Once again, Norrie needed to do more once he got up there.
And a good backhand down the line from Rafa there.
Yeah, this one he went for the slice, but Nadal was waiting there. A little bit unlucky for Norrie also hit the net cord. Gave Nadal that little bit of extra time.
Yeah.
Some interesting cat and mouse going on though between these two players. The wheels are definitely turning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think John is asking an interesting question. I would say maybe the defense on the forehand side is declined a little bit, but it's still very good. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been able to fill the gap just a little bit physically with his technique and with building other weapons. But yeah, he's still very good even in defense, especially on clay, where he has more time. He's an unbelievable player. So yeah, him, but also the other big legends of these years has been able to regenerate themselves through years, adding little pieces to their games.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Norrie's forehand this match. I think he's hit more winners with it than Nadal, which I wouldn't expect.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not good.
So I was saying that Rafa probably is not going too much with his forehand. Don't know what you think. I think he's not forcing too much. Sometimes his forehand is more explosive, but yeah, I think it's normal.
Yeah, I think against opponents like Norrie, where he maybe doesn't have to play his very best to win, he's safer with it. Like, I think if this is Djokovic, then Nadal would be going for a lot more.
Okay, so two very, very long games, and both won by Rafa. Not so much a surprise, probably.
Yeah, I think Norrie's forehand is very interesting at the moment because he's hitting some that are very central and deep down the middle, and then he's missing others that you'd expect him to make. And then oftentimes when he's trying to get back to even in the score, he's coming up with good forehands. It's very interesting. Nadal figures, I'll just roll them back in with good depth, and I'll just kind of wait and see what I get.
We're seeing the head-to-head between Nadal and Henman.
Yes.
I didn't know they played each other at all.
Fun fact, Henman did lead the head-to-head 6-1 against Federer at one point in their careers.
Really? I knew he beat Federer at Wimbledon in 2001 after Federer beat Sampras, but I didn't know about any of their other matches.
Yeah. How are you feeling about Team Italy in this competition, Mario?
Sorry, I was I was looking at the score. Can you repeat?
Oh, I was just wondering how you're feeling about your Team Italy in this competition.
Team Italy. Yeah, it's deep team. Probably not the first favorite, but still among the top, I guess. So yeah, I think that Italy should be able to win their group. I think it depends because Brazil is already 2-0 against Norway. Probably it depends on Casper Ruud performances if Italy or Brazil can win the group. I mean, I'm for example interested to see Berrettini against Casper Ruud. because he had rough times against Ruud in last season. So it's gonna be interesting to see how is his level after this rough period. Let's see. Group E, Brisbane plays in the city final against Group B, I guess, Poland, Switzerland. Yeah. Hey, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
I think that point there was the first time Rafa's really gone after an aggressive forehand like that. Gets the winner.
Mhm.
The variation that Nadal also has on his backhand now. He's in so many different options. I mean, you can hit those slice returns, get them fairly deep, and then defend from there. He can also hit his backhand, takes his backhand a lot earlier than he used to, flattens them out.
Yeah, I think besides like the first part of 2009, like Nadal's backhand is a lot better now than it used to be. There's a bit in 2009, like that Australian Open and a bit after, where he became like an incredible slicer for a little bit. But I think he kind of lost that afterwards.
The Rafa classic forehand.
Yes. Robbie Koenig would be going crazy at this point. That's a howitzer.
A Spanish screamer from Nadal.
Yeah, we are not even surprised anymore.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's 100 miles an hour, 161 kilometers per hour.
Yeah. He hit one really important one last year when he won the Australian Open to give him 3-2 in the fifth set against Medvedev.
Yeah. Yeah, Mark Petchy said it was the best shot he's ever hit. But yeah, I think we're seeing here like how smart Nadal is. Like he's won those two close games. He has a bit of a lead now, and so he's sort of taking more chances because these aren't huge points for him, so he can let it fly a bit more.
Oh, he
tried to do it again.
He's risking, but I agree.
Wow, that was funny because Hedman and Nadal had the same expression there, but for very different reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, Mario. Like I think you can hit shots like that at 5-2 that maybe you wouldn't at 3-2. But Norrie holds.
Yeah.
Nadal will want an easy service game here to feel good about himself.
So, Tim has lost the first set.
Oh.
He was up a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sun Wukong is a good player. I think not kind of underrated.
Yes, there's still a long way to go for him.
Yeah. I was impressed by his match against Djokovic in the first round of Wimbledon last year. Pushed him pretty tight for about 3 sets.
Yeah, he's able to produce very, very good tennis. Yeah. And I would say on all surfaces, because also on clay he's done very good things.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's an interesting player.
Oh yeah, that's the signature play right there.
Yeah, he's finding it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Nadal's forehand is so dangerous when he runs around it to hit it from his backhand side because you have no idea where he's going to go. You can see Norrie was camped out in his forehand corner, and Nadal went the other way. So, or his backhand corner. Sorry.
Norrie barely misses any backhands, but he usually wins by using it as a setup shot and probing guys to generate pace from really low positions. But Nadal is very good at that because he has really good racket head speed and a lot of safety and topspin.
Oh,
that
was
hurts.
a great return, but
Nadal can also do that thing where he has a really big swing, but when it's right at his feet, he can flick it and make the opponent hit one more shot.
And he's gotten a lot better at that over the years because I don't think he used to be great at that. I remember in 2011, he was not as good at dealing with the returns that like Djokovic was bombing at his feet. But I think now he's better at hitting that kind of Federer-esque like half volley shot when he has to.
Yeah, he's had to work on that. It hasn't come easy for
No.
him. Federer, it's a lot more natural.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough shot. You have to time it perfectly. You're leaning forward after the serve, and then the return lands at your feet and pushes you back. So you have to react to that.
Yeah, so 50 minutes and we are at set point.
Yeah, 50 minutes for a 6-3.
Yes.
Yeah,
Too much.
Random question, but how does Nadal play with so much sweat and with a watch? It must be kind of uncomfortable.
Isn't the watch also worth like $700,000 or something?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But it's not like slipping, with the sweat. It's just
right.
Okay, it's done.
Nadal says, "Thank you very much. I had to work for it, but it was also I also got away with the 4-2 game and I closed it out nicely." So,
but yeah, it was pretty comfortable in the end. I think Nadal probably feels pretty good because the one service game he was under pressure, he like barely made any first serves. So if he can even make like half of them, it seems he's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Physically, he looks pretty good too, moving pretty well. Don't see any physical issues yet.
Yeah, so we had the main draw in Adelaide some moments before. It's quite interesting. We have Rune and Geraliasim in the same quarter.
Yeah. Rublev against RBA right away, first round. That's
wow.
Yeah.
I mean, the Adelaide draw on the WTA side is even more.
Yeah, then we have Djokovic and Medvedev on the same side.
Yeah, that could be a semifinal.
Yeah, can be very interesting.
Yeah. Who is Djokovic's potential quarterfinal? I think it's Shapovalov.
Shapovalov.
Yeah.
Shapovalov, and he's gonna play. I'm surprised because they've not the bye the first 4 seeds. Djokovic is gonna play Lestienne in the first round.
Yeah.
While Medvedev has Sonego.
Yeah.
There is Kyle Edmund.
First 2 rounds are pretty comfortable.
Yeah, there is Kyle Edmund. He'll play Yannick Sinner to then probably play Kokkinakis or Cressy. Yeah, that's an interesting quarter because we have Sinner, Kokkinakis, Cressy, Murray, Edmund, Korda, Bautista Agut, Rublev.
Murray plays Korda, right? So that's
the
Murray plays the winner of. Okay, that's I would say it's kind of unevenly balanced. Like the top half is a lot more of the seeds and names, because like one of Felix, Rune, Sinner, or Rublev will be in the final. Djokovic has Medvedev, but
That could be interesting because I think Medvedev needs a win like that after the season he had this year.
Yeah.
And Ghost about the watch. Apparently, the one he wore when he won the Australian Open was worth $1 million, which is more than any watch should cost ever. What are your predictions for the second set?
For what I've seen so far, I believe that it can be for Rafa, as we were probably already saying at the beginning. He looks quite good to be his first match. I think positive signs in this first set.
Did your streams also just miss the first 3 points of the second set? It came back with Norrie up 40-11 for me. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Was that a love
Yeah,
service?
so he
game?
held that love.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think looking at the stats from the first set, Nadal was 8 for 8 at net. Norrie was 2 for 7. I feel like that is the biggest difference.
Yeah. I wonder why the stats don't have second serve points won. Because I feel like Nadal won a lot of second serve points.
Yeah.
Just from that game alone. Where he was down break points. But yeah, not the cleanest set, obviously, because they both hit more errors than winners.
Mm-hmm.
So Rafa has 53% on second serve, while
serve
Norrie has 29 in the first set.
Yeah,
that'll kill you.
Yeah, that's an interesting set too. I don't know how.
Yeah, I can't believe they left that out. I mean, I think that's more important than the net points won, probably.
Or probably then double faults, given it's 1-all.
Yeah,
we could do a whole
but yeah,
podcast
they
about
usually
stats.
put it. Yeah.
Yeah, they usually put them, but different tournaments they do different things in their stats. It's interesting.
Yeah, I just don't understand how, like, at this point, like, every stat isn't available everywhere. You know, like we have the technology to pick that stuff up.
A lot of them are also behind paywalls, and I feel like the people who count them, like Flash Score maybe counts it differently than Tennis TV, and then Tennis TV does it a little bit differently than the Infosys. So it's like,
yeah. I also think we need to get rid of the win tracker.
Win predictor? Oh yeah.
Because it's like wrong a lot of the time, or it's weird. Like I was rewatching the Australian Open final, and obviously Nadal was way behind in that one. Like at the start of the third set, it gave him the 4% chance of winning, but then he wins the third set and he's up a break in the fourth set, and it only gave him a 10% chance of winning. I'm like, really? Like the match is like almost tied at this point. I don't know.
Well, let's see what Mark Petchy. Oh yeah, 2 of our Twitter friends.
Oh, cool. I feel like Norrie needs a quick break here to kind of change the momentum.
Yeah.
Like besides that game when he was trying to consolidate the break and he missed all those first serves, Nadal has really not been threatened on serve at all. So
yeah,
Norrie's just got to get into some return points.
Yeah.
I just saw what Taylor Fritz has tweeted some minutes ago. He said, "If you're one of those people that say see you next year, I hope you step on a Lego."
Oh, jeez. It's not that bad of a joke.
Oh yeah, this was funny when Tiafoe
Oh,
tried
he
to.
made it. He made it his lob.
Great lob. Yeah, at this point, I would say Norrie should stop coming to the net. He's getting killed up there.
Yeah, stop.
Yeah, he's 2 for 8. Nadal has won every point where he's come up to the net. You want to keep both players at the baseline, Cam.
He was too predictable with the swing ball. He didn't do enough with it.
Yeah.
Okay, he closed this point.
Yeah. Finally. Yeah, like that's how you do it. I think and I think this is something Nadal does really well at the net. You don't really want to come in unless you hit a great approach shot. Like, you want that volley to be very easy. You don't want to have to hit multiple volleys because everyone is really, really good at hitting passing shots with the new string technology. So
it's tough because Norrie will have to hit closer to the lines.
Yeah. Yeah, see, like that was a good ball to come in on because Nadal totally on the runway behind the baseline is probably going to miss or give you an easy ball, but it would never hit down the middle and approach the net. Oh, geez. I wonder if Tim Henman has been telling him to go to net because Henman was a serve and volleyer, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I wonder about that. I think there are a lot of former players who commentate on matches and say like, they should go to net more. They should go to net more. While not really understanding that that's not always a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was reading what they were saying in that conversation about WTA 500, and it can be an option like it happens on the ATP Tour, probably to make some weeks with 2 WTA 500 tournaments. Because it's a bit of a problem. For example, the entry lists are literally insane in 500 tournament for in the women's side.
Yeah, I mean the draw is a joke. Like, you have Rybakina against Collins in the first round, and you have like Andreescu against Muguruza. It's like,
that's insane.
Yeah, and Adelaide 2 is even more packed as a tournament.
Yeah, I mean, there was some draws that I saw where Anisimova was like in qualifying. She's like 24, 25 in the world. Like,
oh my god. Yeah, that's like to an extent, like, it's good to have like really good fields, but like if it's to that point where like you're getting these matchups in the first round, or like a player who would be seated at the majors is playing qualifying, then like you gotta split
you gotta fix that
somehow, make the draws bigger even.
I mean, that happened in San Diego. Like, San Diego was like 17 of the top 20 players. That was a 500.
Yeah, I think probably Anisimova had a white card, if I'm not wrong. Something like that. It's insane.
Right. Curious to see what she does this year. She actually had a very good year last year, but
yeah, she often starts well in Australia. So let's see.
Yeah, I think she has the potential to win a major.
Yeah,
she can.
I think the level is there. I think the one thing is, can she play her best for 7 matches? Like, I think her best is definitely good enough, but whether she can sustain it is the question for me.
On the WTA, we already had a good match yesterday between Kvitova and
Oh yeah,
Pegula. That was amazing. That first set. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. I mean, Kvitova just peaked. Like she saved those 7.6 of them with winners. I was just like blown away.
Yeah, I have to say when because Kvitova had a bunch of, I think, set points at 5-4.
Yeah,
And when
and
Pegula saved all of those, I was like, wow, I mean, I know she's world number 3, but she's really like she's gonna win this set, like by winning the big points. And then then Kvitova just flipped it on her and and saved even more.
Yeah, and just there was like nothing Pegula could do because they were just straight up just winners.
Yeah,
I was like, and then in the tiebreak, Pegula led 6-3, and she hit one double fault, but everything else was all Kvitova magic.
mm-hmm.
yeah. That double fault was tough, but yeah.
Yeah, Kvitova is kind of like a Chilich on the ATP. Like both of these guys are like they're not in their primes, but like they'll be in their primes for patches, and then they just started on like Chilich at the French Open.
Yeah.
That tiebreak that he played against Rublev in the quarters, and he beat Medvedev in straights before, and it was just, just a reminder, like I'm still there, guys.
Yeah, that match against Medvedev was hilarious. I was there, and it was like the most one-sided. Like I think that's the only best of 5 match where Medvedev has never had a break point. Never had a break point on clay. Like it was insane.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed with Chilich actually because he pushed Alcaraz very hard at the U.S. Open as well. Was up a break in the 5th.
Yeah. That's when I like totally missed because like with all the other craziness going on, I want to go back and watch that whole thing at some point.
Yeah, the U.S. Open, they do a really good job. Like they have extended highlights for almost every match, which is great.
Yeah, nothing compared about the match between Alcaraz and Sinner, which I was working for, starting at 3 a.m. in my country and ended like in 8 in the morning. I was killed in the end, and I didn't even play.
What were you doing for the work, Mario? Were you writing?
No, yeah, I was just writing. So yeah, and I was enjoying watching. But yeah, tennis is what I like and both like and hate about tennis is that you have to make crazy hours sometimes. But
I wasn't like working professionally, but for me it was from like 9 p.m. until like 2 in the morning. And then I wanted to write like a blog post about it, and I had classes the next day because I watched it at school. And I remember waking up at 9 and it's just like, oh my god. But worth it.
So do you write for like an Italian website or something, Mario?
Yeah, I write for for two Italian website. And one of them we have also like monthly I done a magazine on paper. For example, we had Olga Rune with us. But I'm trying to make my path, and I already had some nice experiences. So yeah, I'm hoping to keep up.
That's awesome.
I have a question. Do you know what's happened to Roberta Vinci? Roberta Vinci now is a paddle professional player. Yeah, she also went in America, in Saudi countries, playing paddle at quite high level. So yeah, that's her life outside the professional tennis, and she's also commenting for Grand Slams.
Nice. That's a good post tennis life, actually.
Yeah, she's among that generation. She's the one who's more who has more visibility right now.
Yes. I loved watching her, so she had a very unique game. A lot of people weren't happy though when she beat Serena, for understandable for reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like it or not, that was a legendary upset, though.
Yeah.
Had to play very,
Yeah.
very well in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she played with the 0-0 fear. Even if you remember that game, she was serving for the match. She had love,
Yeah.
playing amazing. Yeah, was a very great highlight for her career.
That was a
Oh,
good volley there by
a good
Norrie.
volley from Cameron Norrie.
Yeah, he's using the net better now. Nadal made him work for that.
He closed a lot better there, and
Yeah. I will say, like, Norrie needs to do a better job on the return. Since that game where he had break points, he's won 2 points against Nadal's serve. So he's playing very well on serve in this set, but he needs to work out a way to get a break because he hasn't even been close in a while.
yes.
Yeah, like mentioned in the comments, just to finish this the speech. Yeah, Vinci is also a career Grand Slam in doubles.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, great career, not for everybody.
Mm.
Yeah, Norrie with a great serve, so 3-2.
Yeah.
There are so many good Italian players right now. They're definitely doing something right in Italy.
Yeah, and that's good also for us who are trying to work in this world, because the interest people are giving is more and more and more. So yeah, there are more chances for all of us doing this job. So yeah, it's good for all of us in Italy, the current state of our tennis. So yeah.
It's good for young reporters like yourself too, because I mean, Sinner has so many more years left. Musetti is so young.
Yeah, see, but also a lot of other
13
players
years.
ranked about 100,
Yeah.
120, like we were saying at Next Gen with Passaro, Arnaldi, but there are too many. Luca Nardi has great qualities too. Let's see how they how their career turns out. So
yeah.
Now let's see. Things are becoming interesting in this second set.
Yeah, Norrie has been getting some easy holds, so I'd love to see if he could translate that into a break. It all starts with just making returns. He's missed a lot of returns, so if he can get that in play, then work the rally. That's where it starts.
Goffin serving to stay in the match against Dimitrov at 5-6 in the second set.
Oh my God, Kwon has won 6-4, 6-1.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's. Seems like team just went away after that early break. Then.
That's unfortunate. Is he playing again next week?
Is he playing? I don't know.
So
let me see.
That was a great forehand return from Norrie to start this game. Forced an error. So it's low 15. Let's see if he can do anything.
Yeah, he's trying to enter Adelaide 2. Yeah.
Okay. Adelaide 2. Yeah, I think that'll be a little better.
even if for now is also out of the qualis for his ranking. So I don't know if he's gonna get a wild card even for the qualis tournament. Probably yes. Now we are lot 30.
Yeah, Tim Henman is on his feet. So
Henman is one of those players who's as involved as ever after he retired. There's a lot of commentary, a lot of rising. Oh, there we go.
And that's a great return. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Very good.
Encouraging signs.
Yeah. After all those missed returns, now a bunch of good ones at once. 3 brief points.
Do you know that I disagree that Djokovic has a better drop shot than Rafa? It depends, I think. I don't know. Yeah, probably Djokovic is more tactical as a drop shot.
Yeah, I mean, I think when Djokovic hits it well, there's no one better. But I think sometimes he uses it too much, and it's
yeah, that's right. That's right, especially on clay.
Yeah, but yeah, when Djokovic is at his best, there's like no way to read it.
That's yes.
I think maybe Alcaraz is a little better with it now, but I think in general Djokovic is as good as it gets when he uses it well.
Yeah, we'll be interested to see Alcaraz at the Australian Open.
Yes.
That's a question mark.
Yeah, he's not playing any warm-ups. And he came back in the exhibitions and
not so good, yeah.
But I guess but they're exos, and he's never done well in exos anyway. I remember the 3 that he played on grass after Wimbledon, he didn't do well in either match, either of those 3. And then still made a decent showing on grass. So
that's good. This is a good question. You're gonna ask this question to Ahmed Medvedev.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No, better not.
But he saved one. And the ace.
Okay, 30-40.
That's so good.
Oh, match point for Dimitrov.
That's a good group there with Dimitrov, Goffin, and Tsitsipas. Some good matches.
Yeah.
Now finished 6-4, 7-5.
Oh, and are we surprised? Because we really shouldn't be.
No. We are, but we shouldn't be.
Yeah, as a Trenton Jocks said on Twitter, it's pretty ridiculous that they have Iga and Rafa playing at the same time.
I don't think you guys too pleased about that.
It makes no sense.
I mean, did you see the video of Hurkacz and Swiatek?
Yeah.
So that was pretty funny.
It's another great return from Norrie, right on the baseline. So another break. Yeah. So
where do you think Nadal goes on the serve?
I was gonna say that the tricky, you have to cover the wide serve. I think he probably goes wide. Yeah. But yeah,
that's going to be a serve and volley.
That's the thing, though. Since he hit the line there, and that serve bends away from the court. You can't cover that and the serve down the middle at the same time. So you have to guess, and it all mixes it up so well. Yeah, good to hear that we're on the same wavelength, Ghost.
Just snatched it.
Oh, another break point, the 5th.
Yeah.
While
keeping track
has begun well.
Yeah, 4-1.
At least in the score. I'm of course I'm not watching.
Yeah.
So this is Norrie's 7th break point. Has not
Yeah.
converted any yet. So it's time.
Yeah.
Oh,
he gets there.
a
There
bad
it is,
game.
finally.
Bad game overall for Rafa.
Yeah.
So that's the break. In the 6th game, like in the first set.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, Nadal has been doing that a little bit more recently, especially even in some of the matches he won in the first half of last year. Just has a few more dips, and they usually happen in one service game.
Yeah.
And during the sets.
Yeah. But yeah, Rafa's I think still the best on tour statistically at breaking back.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah,
next game is big as well.
Yeah. He'll have to do what Nadal did it in the first set. Now Norrie will have to do that.
Yeah. It's a good start.
Oh.
Nadal leaned into a couple of those cross-court backhands and decided to be a bit more aggressive.
Yeah, thanks for the correction there, Ghost. That's good from Norrie there. It's not always easy to finish those short forehands, especially against someone like Nadal. So
yeah, he's playing his game and he's improving in this set. He's doing his things as expected.
Yeah, doing a better job finishing the short balls off.
Yeah.
Nah. I shouldn't talk anymore.
that could be costly.
Yep, like you were saying, Nadal is the king at breaking back. So let's see.
Yeah. Now this is a huge moment here. 30 all second serve. I think Norrie really needs to win this point. So let's see what happens.
Oh, did he miss? Did he make it?
Oh,
he missed it.
It's out. So, like in the first set, Norrie had the chance to break back, and now it's Rafa who has the chance.
Yeah.
Let's see if Rafa will be able. There are more chances on paper, but let's see.
He almost got away with such a bad drop shot there, but just.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it was a drop shot. It felt like a bit more of a short slice to me. That sort of drew him in.
Oh, it doesn't matter because he found the first serve.
Yeah, great serve.
Yeah.
Yeah, John is right. Rafa beat Norrie in the third round, Australian Open 2021 in straight set. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then Barcelona 2021 and French Open 2021 and Acapulco last year. So yeah.
They've not had their closest sets have been in the Australia match, right? 2-7-5.
Yeah, 10 sets, 11 sets to love so far.
Yeah. Right.
But now Norrie has a chance to try to keep closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a tough miss from Nadal there on the forehand.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ghost, I agree with you about Norrie at net. I think if you're not a great volleyer, you really just have to pick your approach shots more carefully. He's probably coming in a little too often.
Okay.
All right. A big moment, perhaps?
Huge old.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is big.
I think this next game is very big as well, because if Norrie can sort of pile on the pressure and break here to win the second set, I think he'll have a lot of momentum. But if Rafa holds, then Norrie might be under a lot of pressure serving at 5-3. So I think Norrie should really go for this return game if he can.
Yeah.
Yeah, thinking about the whole tie, probably this match means more for Great Britain, I would say, because I think Badosa, Carreño Busta should start as slight favorite in their matches.
Yeah. Actually, wait. Who does Badosa play? Does she play Harry at dart?
I think yes.
Oh, okay. Because they might have played at the Billie Jean King Cup, and dart might have won. I think. Let me see. Maybe
You know about Świątek, her first bakery product of the year, 6-1.
She does not mess around.
Oh man, she had 22 bagels last year, so, and I think it's like 21 breadsticks. Like, yeah,
that's insane.
Oh.
I'm going to mute briefly so I can listen to Tim.
Yeah.
That's lost to Tommy Paul. We are lot 30.
Yeah.
Those game has dipped.
Yeah.
Considerable amount. Last 2 or 3 games.
Yeah. Yeah, and he hasn't dipped that much. Like I think he if he can just raise the level back up a little bit, I think I think he'll be right back in this. But yeah, it's sliding dangerously right now.
Yeah.
It's a great return from Norrie there.
Yeah, a great point won by Nadal. Yeah,
beautiful from both.
Very good. Good footwork to get around that ball and go inside it.
Yeah,
that's a tough shot that he just hit. That.
Yeah.
Ball. Yeah, that was not easy. And really good pickup.
Snap him back into things.
Yeah, he really needed that point because if he's down the 43 again, I mean.
Yeah. That's the thing about the game where he got broken. He fought off a lot of break points. It was just that shank that was his only mistake on a big point, really. So.
And it's out.
Yeah.
Bad mistake.
Yep. So we could be watching history here. The first set that Cam Norrie wins against Rafa Nadal. It's a blessed moment. The 2023 tennis season.
The 2023 season in 2022.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe I'll tweet that. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, that is vintage.
Yeah. Yeah, when Nadal makes his down the line shots is incredibly hard to play. But down 2-5 maybe makes it a bit easier.
Yeah, Ghost. Ghost says he loves qualies. Yeah, I mean, I wish I could watch some of them. I mean, it's so hard to get streams. Qualies matches.
He took
Norrie is-
great risk with one of his shots, but it paid off.
Yeah. Norrie is almost accepting returns on his backhand now.
Yeah.
He didn't run around. He didn't bother to run around there and go big on the forehand instead. I think he feels really comfortable with his backhand. Like he knows he's not going to mess with it really a whole lot.
Yeah. Yeah, Nadal fading out of 2 set points there. Wonder if that'll end up being an important plot point.
Yeah. Oh, another ace.
Yeah.
How many aces has Nadal hit in this match? At least 6 or 7, right?
Maybe. It's interesting because he hasn't served that well overall. I think he's served well on some big points, but he's missed a lot of first serve.
Yeah.
Do you have his first serve percentage, Mario?
Hmm?
Do you have his first serve percentage?
Yeah, these are the stats.
Ah, cool, thanks. Oh, 57, so higher than I expected. But
okay, so he out now.
Yeah. Now comes the $1 million question.
Yeah. Yeah. A little farther away from tennis history now. So
yeah.
But yeah, I think those stats tell a story because you can see Norrie is making a lot of first serves and he's winning almost all the points on his first serve. 81% is phenomenal, but those second serves, he's 4 for 12, 33%. So that is really where he's getting in trouble. That I think that percentage has to come up. Needs first serves in this game.
Yeah, you've got to be at least 50% on your second serve points won against these all-time greats.
Oh, yeah.
To even have a
but
chance.
It's so hard because they return so well.
Yeah. I mean, many of them are generational returners.
Yeah. Oh, bad miss, though, there.
Yeah.
I think that might be the first second serve return Nadal has missed.
I like the variation Norrie has used on his serve in the second set.
Yeah.
Another bad shot.
Yeah, a couple of errors to start this game.
Yeah. I don't know if this match is going to have a super long highlight reel. There have been moments, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday we had one amazing shot from
Manarino. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Shot of the year.
Yeah, my goodness.
Shot of the year. That's funny.
15-30.
Yeah.
Yeah, this...
No, yeah, that was an incredible shot. And he won the match so easily. 6-1, 6-0.
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah, I feel like if Norrie gets broken here, he's going to lose the set because he had those set points at 5-2. And then I think to be broken here would be quite a blow mentally. So I think he's got to get it done here. But another second serve. So.
Has played very good.
Yeah.
That's really well done. He constructed that point beautifully.
Yeah.
Didn't try to do too much, just hit the big targets.
Yep. Huge point here now.
See, Nadal is coming in on the second serve, taking it a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, he's returned from quite close for most of the match, I think. It's not the norm for him.
Let's see if he tries to attack this one. He's at return, but Cam hits a very good forehand. And this time goes to the drop shot, and he's successful.
Yeah. That's a great play from Norrie.
Another set point.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Norrie has won all 3 of the points this game on his second serve, and that has made the difference so far. So,
There was some really good field there.
Yeah. Good return from Nadal on the first serve.
Oh, but he blasts. He goes big on the down the line backhand there. Norrie's back in the point.
Hey, he made it.
Oh, there it is.
History.
Oh, that is incredible.
Yeah. He's 1 for 12 in sets now. This is
Yeah.
All right.
1 out of 12. Yeah.
Yeah, and it might get him the win. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, he's got a chance now, a very good chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really well done.
Yeah,
I was
even if
impressed by his composure in the last game because he was 15-30 down and he missed the first serve.
Yeah.
And I thought then he's going to get broken. But
Yeah.
the last 3 points that he played was very cool. Yeah, he's had really good body language in this match for the most part. Hasn't really looked too discouraged or downbeat. Rebounded nicely. That first set could have been very tough, like 50 minutes, and you had those chances in the 7th game, didn't take them.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if he made some probably some little mistakes to the net, but you can see, according to me, that he has quite a good confidence right now, and he believes to be able to play tight matches against these top players.
Right.
Yeah, I think he's also a very good mentality. Even when you hear him talking, and that sometimes can make the difference. So yeah. Why not now?
Yeah. And I think and the difference in that second set was the big points as well, because Nadal had a break point at 2-4 that would have gotten him back on serve. Didn't take that, and then he had the 15-30 when Norrie was serving for it. So he had his chances too, but Norrie was able to win the big points in set 2.
Yeah, it's shaping up It's shaping up very nicely. This third, he will want to get more first serves in and definitely keep that percentage up and just keep holding and applying pressure, because so far he hasn't really played out of his skin. You know, I don't think he's had to play super bold or take too much risk so far. So that's encouraging.
Yeah, look at first serve points won. We are 80% for Norrie and 56 from Rafa. That's not so much. And Norrie has also few mistakes, 6 compared to 13 in the first set.
Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting. I don't think either player really had to play their best to win the set. So so hopefully we'll see them both raise their level in the third.
Yeah. Yeah, and I expect Nadal to reset and play a lot tighter. Keep the errors to a minimal. I mean, I think we're an hour and a half into this match.
Yeah, I think so.
So it's heating up nicely.
Yeah. I don't think it's been too physically taxing. There have been some good rallies, but I think they should both be fresh.
I think so.
Although Nadal had a couple of weird matches at the end of last year where it was like a close first set and then he lost the second 6-1. So that might be something to keep an eye on briefly.
Yeah. I think someone in the comments mentioned the Tommy Paul match. I think that might have been John.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think in this one, and that one he looked completely out of shape in the third set and just really ran out of gas, struggling physically though. But I think this time with
It's
the off-season
interesting.
and a few more matches,
I saw Carreño is watching at something on a tablet. Probably there are some data.
Some stats and analytics.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to watch when it's like a team competition, because also your teammates can help you, give you some good advices. I would have Carreño Busta in my team giving me some advice. I think he's pretty clever and settled as a player.
Yeah. You know, I think he's probably watching our live stream so he can listen to our tactical advice to then get to Rafa.
Yeah, he's going on YouTube and
exactly. Yeah, talking to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ghost, I did not play college ball. I'm a really bad tennis player. I only play recreationally, and I usually lose. I do write stuff. I'm at Tennis Nation on Twitter, where I write stuff sometimes. Sorry for the self-promotion, but I think that is the only thing you would know me from.
Oh man.
Oh gosh.
Double fault to start the third set for Nadal. That was not a good second serve.
Do you guys remember Carreño Busta throwing his racket bag after that match with Nishikori at the Australian?
Of course.
Yeah, that was. I did feel bad for him because he was ahead 8-5 in that super tiebreak, but obviously not great behavior. Oh, and another one! Wow.
Yeah,
2 in a row to start. That is. That is a head scratcher. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, he needs to get back in this now. I think if he loses the next point as well, it's not looking good. Yeah, good forehand. It's good reset.
Nadal just loves it when his opponents slice.
Yeah, he's so good at doing damage with those low balls.
Yeah. Oh, does Rafa have a heavier racket for this season?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. I think that'll be talked about, I guess.
Yeah, it's not like he needs the extra power, you know?
I wonder how much heavier it is.
Oh, that's a very bad mistake.
Yeah.
That was a good chance.
Yeah. Once again, he pinned Rafa back, and the return was
Yeah.
very good at the midcourt
Yes.
forehand. So
Yeah, and also he has so much momentum right now with Rafa, those double faults to open the third set. So
PCB is watching cat videos. Oh, interesting.
I could see that for PCB.
Yeah.
A small cat.
Oh God, I still can't believe that happened. It was such a
that was iconic.
such a weird match.
I'm sure Medvedev will keep us entertained and stuff like that all throughout this year.
Yeah. That's a great rally.
That's a great rally, but I'm seeing that Rafa seems struggling at the beginning of the rallies, starting on the defensive side. Now very good to turning tables.
Yeah.
This was
and
the back did the damage.
Yeah, and he cut it really close on that second serve. That was not in by much. So he's definitely struggling with the serve a little bit.
Oh, amazing!
Yeah, great volley. That's a big hold.
Yeah.
That could be important.
Yeah, I think so.
Who is the second favorite for Australian Open?
I don't know. Actually, that is a very good question because you have the question marks with Alcaraz and his coming back.
Yeah, there are too many question points.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really say it's Medvedev either because of the year that he had last year.
Probably given the fact, as for things stands now, given the fact he's the defending champ, etc., we can say Rafa.
Unless Alcaraz just hits the ground running and it's
it's Alcaraz for me because I think I do have the questions about him coming back. If I'm like he's not going to lose in the first or the second round, I think. So I feel like those could be enough of a warm up for him to get back into it.
Yeah, that's also a good point.
Yeah.
I do think Rune has a chance, honestly, because he finished the season very strong. I don't think he'll win, but I feel like he could make a semi or something.
The crazy thing about Rune is I have no hesitations about his game. Like his game is so complete.
Yeah.
I don't really see any weakness. Like the thing for me is just like, can he handle the being the target now in this second, like in 2023, because like he has that target on his back, and also like how is he gonna deal with
we haven't mentioned Felix Auger-Aliassime.
I think Felix could win. Like I think he could beat anyone in the draw, I think.
It's weird. Like Rune, I just have questions about best of 5 for him and his disposition and temper more than his game.
Yeah, physically and mentally, but not technically.
But not tennis wise. His tennis is great. Like it's all between the years for him. Because like he went on that 7-match losing streak after he had played a great French Open, and I just couldn't figure out why. I'm like, how did he lose that many matches? Like when you watched him after the US Open and he was playing like a top 5 player, I was like, how did you lose that many matches in a row after Roland Garros? But then, I realized he can be a little bit hot-headed, I guess.
Great defensive lob from Nadal there.
Yeah, but Norrie,
that's really
has done a really good job.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
very impressive to finish the point there because Nadal hit a great lob onto the baseline.
Yeah. Oh, and he kind of had a 50-50 choice to make there. Do I go for the smash or do I just
Hit a forehand, yeah.
forehand and hit a good forehand on the next shot? So that was good.
Do you know what he was annoyed about there, Norrie?
Oh, 2 aces in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. They each have 6 aces. Wow.
Swiatek now up 6-1, 4-2.
Yeah. She is no rusty.
Yeah.
She's slacking off. She didn't no bagel or breadstick.
Yeah. Oh, huge return from Rafa.
Yeah.
It's interesting because he could hit that kind of return a lot more often, but the deep return position works for him too. So he's got a lot of options. I do like it when he's more aggressive like that. I think that works very well.
Oh, this time he's taking the first serve return early.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, right.
That's kind of a bad miss there. I mean, like a force error, but I should have made that lob.
Yeah, in the first set, he was dropping a lot of his returns short.
Yeah.
But in the second set, over 67% of them were, close to the baseline or on the sideline or deep.
And also mostly on Nadal's backhand side. That's very good returning.
Yeah. Yeah, there were so many returns that Nadal had to hit basically half volleys.
Yeah.
And it's much harder on his backhand.
Yep.
Oh, this time he starts off with an ace.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of aces.
Yeah. 7, I think, now. And he's hit that exact spot on the deuce side about 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. Yeah, that one wasn't even that close to the line. Just fooled him.
Yeah, Norrie was probably going to the other side.
Yeah. Oh, was that a let? Or?
Yeah, it's a let.
Okay. I have to say, this is exciting. Like, I'm not completely sure who's going to win.
Amazing. If you had told me, though, 2 years ago that Norrie would be playing these kind of matches against top players, I wouldn't have believed it. So
yeah.
I think his backhand has been the key, one of the most important keys for his growth, because now he's really able to change directions and to mix a lot with his backhand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also the contrast between the forehand and the backhand that's just, it's not, you don't really see that on the tour, really, like that kind of differential in terms of heights.
Yeah, apparently Tim Henman isn't giving Norrie any tactical advice, and he's just saying all the cliches and then go cross court and then down the line. Hi, Gene.
I think Norrie likes to keep it pretty simple. I don't think he's one of those guys that overwhelms himself with analytics or tactics.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, I think you can use analytics without being overwhelmed by them. I would hope.
Yeah. I mean, just too much information. I mean,
Yeah, look at this rally and how Norrie
Yeah.
has been able to put Rafa into a difficult situation. Yeah, Nadal's level has dropped, but Norrie is playing very, very well.
Yeah. Nadal hasn't had an easy service game since the start of the second set now.
Yeah.
He's been under pressure in all of them for a while. And that's a great pattern for Norrie because there were 3 or 4 in a row where Rafa was having it easy. So.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure in the first set, Nadal was hitting mostly forehands after his serve.
Yeah.
But that's not been the case in the last 2 sets. I'd like to actually see the stats. How many backhands is Nadal hitting versus forehands? I bet he's hitting a lot more.
Yeah.
And that's the break point.
Yeah, this is very good from Norrie. Yeah. Ghost. He's Norrie is really going after Rafa's backhand. He's starting to get a lot of errors. It's a great play.
And I love the direction change there.
Yeah. All right, where's the serve going here, guys?
Still gonna go without wide.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll say he goes down.
But let's see, because I haven't seen where Norrie is right now returning.
Yeah, wide.
Yeah.
Probably wasn't impossible.
Yeah, that wasn't. I mean, it was a good first serve, not great.
Yeah, I think that was very makeable by Norrie, to be honest. He probably won that one back.
Yeah, but still, that first serve seems to go in every time on break point, doesn't it?
Yep. Oh, that's another good return.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was very indecisive with that short ball.
Yeah,
didn't make up his mind.
Yeah, Norrie has been really bad in the forecourt. He's smashed very well. His overheads have been great, but everything else at net has been.
Yeah, it's been very hit or miss. Yeah, particularly those low awkward balls. He likes to go to the slice or tries to go for the fake or the drop shot, and that time he kind of confused himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, another great hold.
Yeah. Right. Well, he had to do it the hard way by saving a break point.
Yeah.
I think Nadal wants some salts.
Salts?
Or some kind of powder for his hands.
Okay.
Can't really tell. I don't have the volume on.
Unusual to see that they are all wearing red in the corner, but not Rafa.
Yeah. I really thought he'd have a different outfit, honestly, for this match. Wasn't expecting the same look.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably a contractual thing. I'm still expecting a different kit for Australia, though. Although he really likes to go for those bright colors these days.
I think he'll wear orange in Australia if I watched good, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
He has to wear
No.
orange.
Yeah, he likes the neon orange, sometimes even pink. I remember in 2015 he wore pink
Yeah.
for Australia. And then something darker for the US Open usually. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, tennis outfits, like, it's amazing to me how many bad tennis outfits there are. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know if either of you see what Iga is wearing right now, but like, it's a great outfit. It's just like white on top, red on the bottom. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, like very, very clean. Doesn't need to be like this triangle of neon. Like, I don't know.
I don't know what's happening with Swiatek. She lost 3 games in the second set.
Right. Yeah, that's bad performance from her. She's just a storm.
Oh, that's a pass.
Yep. It's a bad approach though. He
Yeah, bad approach. Yeah.
like, yeah. Yeah, not really clear what Norrie was trying to accomplish there.
My prediction is Nadal will break in this game.
Yeah, I could see that.
Also, this thing having gotten out of the previous game will really help.
Mhm.
Oh, he just blasted a backhand cross.
Yeah,
he's getting closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think also if Norrie loses this match, it's going to be because of the net play, I think.
Yeah.
I want to see the net point stat. Like, how many net points has he won?
He was 2 for 7 at one point. But yeah, I want to see those two because he's been up there a lot since then.
Yeah. I wonder how Norrie is in doubles. I haven't really seen him play.
Probably bad if this match is an indication.
Oh.
Rafa. Yeah, like I understand the impulse to go for a bigger return at love 30, but if you just make it, that's still a lot of pressure. If you just get it past the service line, that's all you need.
This match has been interesting. 2 hours already.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That one is good. I mean, he came off of a very good approach, and
yeah,
I have
Nadal was on the run. Like, didn't have time to.
I have to turn off the light. It's day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 1:43 a.m. for me.
Okay.
It's a good backhand cross.
Yeah.
No, it's out.
It's close. Yeah, I mean, I will give Norrie credit for he keeps coming to net. Like, I think some players would be I mean, I even told him to stop coming, but
I do admire
has a lot of points up there too. So
yeah, it's a good sign for me.
Yeah, he wants.
I think at least he's playing the right way, because
right.
He just hangs back. He's going to get overpowered by the forehand.
And that's a very important hold.
Yeah. I do think Nadal let him out of that game a little bit. That return at love 30 was quite poor.
Oh yeah, his racket is looking a little different. I don't know the exact specifics.
Oof. Iga finishing with a forehand winner on match point.
Does Iga finish the year at number 1 again?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. I think so too.
I think so.
I am looking forward to seeing that Bencic match, though.
Yeah.
So they played twice in 2021 and they split them. Do you know what I just realized? If Osaka doesn't play the Australian Open, the only player in the draw who has won the Australian Open before is Kenin. That's crazy.
Wow. Oh.
Yeah.
You see that miss? That was
Yeah.
That was. Oh.
That was really bad. I mean, that was like his first bad volley. That was a really bad volley.
Yeah. Wow, that is a head scratcher.
Yeah. He was right there. Like, didn't.
Yeah. 3 head scratching. Actually, 4 head scratching errors for Nadal in this set.
For
The 2
example,
double faults.
I disagree with this win prediction current. Probably 36 for Norrie is too low.
That feels low at this point, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I give Norrie a higher chance than that. I think it's more like 53, 4. Like, it's very tight. Like, I might give a slight edge to Nadal, but I don't know. Like, it's...
Yeah. He's not playing that well.
Yeah. He's got to play better than this to win. I mean, I feel like Norrie has become one of those litmus test players, like a PCB.
And another difficult game now.
Play really well.
Yeah. This is the... How many is this in a row? Because you had the game where he got broken in the second set, and then the hold from 15-40. And then he was down love 30, and then he was down break point, and now this game. So 5 in a row. That's...
Yeah.
Norrie's been returning better, but problematic for him.
He hasn't held easily since like 2-all or 3-all in the second set.
So asking this question might be premature, but if Rafa loses this match, what do you guys think that means for his chances in Melbourne? Do you think it matters?
Maybe not a whole lot, because that is best of 5, and he can work his way into the tournament, and he still has one more match after this, and he'll probably take the positives out of the loss, knowing him. But it depends how he loses this. Like, if he loses this, like, with some good moments and some good feelings, like he likes to say, or like if he just loses this like 6-2 or something right now, then I'd be a little very concerned. But
yeah, John makes a good point. Rafa has not won a whole lot of matches recently.
Yeah, no, he's not. He's won only 4 of his last 9.
Yeah.
So that's we're not used to seeing that.
And one of his last 5.
He's calling the serve.
Yeah.
And the serve is answering.
Yeah. Yeah, the serve is saving him a lot so far. I mean, on so many of those break points, right? 8 out of 9.
Yeah, it's such an improvement for him in his late career. 9 aces.
Yeah. Yeah, at the same time, if he wins this match, though, that's huge because...
Yeah.
Oh,
no way. Oh, it hit him, I think.
Yeah. It's right.
Right, yeah. It went over the net, so I thought he hit it in his racket, but it just hit him.
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna need another big serve here.
Right. Oh, I mean, Norrie made him hit a really difficult volley off the return.
Yeah. Yeah, hit him in the midsection. Good sportsmanship of Nadal. So
yeah.
Himself.
Yeah.
Our return is in.
Nah, that's a bad mistake.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. Way too much air on that forehand.
Yeah, and
there's flatten it out,
Yeah, and there was no reason to make that mistake. The rally
Yeah.
had barely started. He wasn't on the defensive. He had gotten the serve back. Yeah. He may not get another chance like that.
Yep.
Oh,
Well, he does have another chance.
yeah.
Nadal was a little bit late with his preparation on that shot. I think he knows that that's going cross court, but he just a little bit too slow to react there for some reason.
He missed a similar forehand at deuce 2-3 in the second set. I think tried to go inside and just didn't time it right.
That's right. Ooh.
Oh, and here we are.
Wow.
Amazing rally.
Wow.
Yeah, that's incredible from Norrie because Rafa defended very well on that point.
Yeah, he did.
All right, now the question is, can he close it out?
Yeah. It was a really well played break point, to be honest.
And he got back that big serve down the middle as well.
Yeah, impressive stuff. Yeah, this would easily be the best win of his career.
You think?
I don't think he's had any bigger wins than this. Or in terms of scalps, right?
Yeah, in terms of scalps, I think Wimbledon quarterfinal I would put ahead just for importance. But
oh yeah, no, I mean like just like singular victory against an opponent, like like best career win in terms of
right.
I mean, he's not beaten a big three. And I guess the next one would be like Alcaraz last year. He beat Alcaraz in Cincinnati.
Oh yeah,
that was a very good. That was a good match. Like,
that one I think could be better because that was a higher quality match.
Yeah, ranking wise.
The match overall. The match overall was much better than this one.
Yeah,
I mean,
ranking wise, he's beaten 4 top 5 players.
Yeah, I think one of them was Tsitsipas last year.
Tsitsipas in Acapulco.
Yeah, and then I think he beat Rublev last year.
Rublev in San Diego semifinals. Team in Lyon on clay.
Oh yeah, Lyon won. Yeah, that was. Yeah, team was not playing like a top 5 player for sure. Then
no.
Yeah. Yeah, so he doesn't have a whole lot of big scalps like this.
Yeah. Obviously, a huge game here.
Yeah. Would also be huge because I don't think he finished the season superbly strong. He had a good season overall, but after Cincinnati, he was 8-8.
Yeah.
So kind of 50-50.
Yeah. Nadal's had a few of those forehands kind of halfway up the net.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this would be another loss for Nadal from a setup. If it's not used to seeing that.
Yeah. Although we have seen it more in the past couple of years. Think up to maybe 2019, 2020, he was winning. He had a streak of like 70 matches where he won from a setup. That's definitely faded recently.
Yeah. Still rare, but like relatively.
Yeah.
I mean, 2021 he lost from a setup to Djokovic at the French, obviously.
Right. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, and also against Tsitsipas.
And
Tsitsipas in Melbourne, 2-0.
Yeah, that was not a good year for Rafa, wasn't it? 2021.
Mm-hmm.
There's a great point from him there. Norrie played some really good defense, but it wasn't enough. 15-all.
Yeah. At the same time, he's had some incredible escapes the first half of last year. I mean, the one against Korda, the one against Goffin in Madrid, the 2 matches in EO, obviously, quarterfinal and final.
Yeah.
The tiebreaker against Manarino.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
16-14. Oh, and even the Indian Wells like on the way to the final.
The match against Carlos was very good.
And Carlos, oh yeah, Carlos. I mean, he played like perfectly from like 3-all in the third to the end. That was,
Oh, did he get there? Oh. All right, here we go.
There's a little chance.
Yeah. Rafa's sort of starting to dictate the rallies a bit now.
Yeah. Watching Norrie now is reminding me of that video that I watched of someone, a 9-year-old impersonating Norrie on Twitter. It's just like, that was such a good impersonation. How do you do that?
Did you guys see the social media video of like the person playing like Medvedev, but it was so exaggerated?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a good return from Rafa there. Oh, well done by Norrie to wrong foot him, but
ooh, he's made the mistake.
Wow.
Yeah, that was
2 break points.
That was a really interesting point because Norrie hit a forehands down the line that fooled Nadal, got a really loopy defensive shot. But then on his next shot, Norrie kind of hit down the middle. And Nadal was able to recover and get back in the point.
Yeah. I mean, he's testing the Nadal backhand, but it's holding up.
Yep. Yeah, you can see there that Norrie didn't do enough with a forehand in the middle of that point. Paid the price.
Oh, that's a very good wide serve.
Yeah. Oh, the live score there is ahead of the stream.
Let's see if Nadal takes one of these. Takes the second one.
Yeah. I think Norrie has played very well under pressure in the last set and a half.
Yeah.
Another ball toss. That is annoying, I'll be honest. Second serve.
Keeps lacking. My stream keeps lacking behind a bit. So catch up.
Great play.
Oh, yeah. That was...
Norrie is playing a very, very good match.
Yeah. I wonder if Nadal could have done more with that return. I don't think he hit it hard enough.
No, he didn't. He tried to go for the placement and try to make Norrie come up with the backhand, but
like
Norrie just doesn't miss those. Unless you hit it really hard, like unless you hit it like you pin him in the corner. But
it seems like Nadal was trying to hit a winner there, but there wasn't enough pace on the ball, so Norrie just hit to the open court.
Yeah.
But still deuce. Yeah, I guess Nadal hasn't broken since the first set. So
yeah.
Oh, that was one of his typical loopy returns, but that time he didn't.
Yeah, but great serve.
Very well. I mean, Norrie doesn't serve very fast, but he's doing a much better job of mixing up his locations and getting it deep in the box. And
yeah.
Oh, that is...
Yeah, that's vintage Nadal there. It was a great return. Then big inside out forehand. And,
but also he's suffering.
Yeah, I was going to say he was stressed. They all look stressed.
Right.
I should know who this is. Who's the guy like in the cap in the front row in Team Spain? Is that Mark Lopez?
It should be, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Also, Nadal is no longer working with Francis Wright.
Right. I saw that.
Yeah.
Francis is now with Sloane Stephens.
Right. Yeah. So if Nadal loses and his fans want something to blame, no, I'm joking.
Oh, it's out.
That was a brave second serve.
We arrived 2 hours and 20.
Yeah.
This is another side thing, but is it true that Djokovic's physical trainer is no longer working with him?
Yeah.
Uli?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder why that split happened.
It'd be funny if they just like I mean, I know Roig is working with Sloane Stephens now, but it'd be funny if they just like went to the other player. Like, oh, that barely.
And Norrie's forehand is working very, very well.
Yeah.
Wow. Full credit to Norrie there for that game.
That's a wonderful goal.
That was impressive.
Yeah, look at the stats on the TV. The first serve returns made.
Wow.
47 in set 1, and now we are at 78.
Amazing.
That's great. Yeah, he's adjusted really well to the serve. He's getting a much better read on it now than he was.
Yeah.
And now a must-win game for Nadal here.
Wow, and look at how well he was hitting the wide serves in the first set, and then now it's it's a bit more varied, but several of these serves are landing a bit short as well. So I wonder if that's helping Norrie get a good read.
Yeah, and
this match is far from over.
Yeah, I mean Nadal is just serving to the forehand a lot. I think if that becomes predictable and Norrie can get a good swing on it, then he's going to get in a lot of heavy, deep returns. So. Like the backhand return might be more reliable, but I wonder if Norrie would have a harder time attacking with that return. I might consider mixing it up a bit more. I'm impressed with Norrie's defense too, though. He's getting a lot of shots back deep.
Yeah. Really good height, net clearance. He's then going back down the line. Nadal's kind of expecting the cross court, and he's making Nadal hit like 3 or 4 backhands in a row, which is really testing Nadal's patience, actually.
Yeah.
I think Norrie is an underestimated tactician, the way he goes about his points.
Yeah.
If he can get just a little bit better at finishing and executing in the forecourt, he could he could have another year in the top 10, honestly.
Yeah.
Actually, where is he ranked right now? 14th.
14.
If you take the Wimbledon points, he's number 10.
Yeah. And he's going to get 50. If he wins today, there are 55 points.
Oh, that's quite a bit, actually. Yeah, because he's beating Nadal.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
The
very good slice.
The bit of side spin on that was really good.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big point too.
Yeah. Wow. Oof.
Oh, he would have
had a look.
Yeah, that one, the serve was better than the volley. Yeah, a bit lucky there.
Mm-hmm.
But Norrie
impressive that Nadal
is returning
committed
very
to
well, and even doing serve and volley is not so comfortable like probably in the first set.
Yeah.
Oh, there's that ace.
Yeah, that's the first easy hold. He breaks the run of bad service or tough service games.
All right, 2 more games and it's on Norrie's racket.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is Mark Lopez in the hat.
Cool.
And then the other players, Ramos Vinolas, Brizas Diaz, Pedrosa, PCV, of course. Oh, and this is really big for Norrie as well because he didn't have a good January last year. I forgot. He actually had COVID before Australia and he lost like all 3 of his matches at ATP Cup.
It's true.
Yeah, he lost to Fritz, lost to Felix, lost to Zverev. So all good players. And then he lost to Korda in the first round of Australia. So, wow. Yeah, he actually didn't really get going until like Delray Beach and Acapulco. And then he had a pretty good season until Cincinnati.
Yeah, he also won in February. He had very good month. He won a title.
Delray.
Yeah, Delray.
Yeah, he beat like 3 Americans to win. I remember he beat like Tommy Paul, Korda, and then Opelka.
Yeah.
But yeah, Opelka hasn't played in like over 6 months.
He hasn't?
No, yeah, he's been injured.
Okay. If he starts playing again and he has less time to tweet, I wouldn't be.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Oh man. But yeah.
I think Norrie needs an easy service game here because the last one was tough. So I think if he's under pressure again, maybe Rafa could buckle him.
Yeah. Agreed. He had to save those 2 break points last time.
Yeah.
What's the win predictor now?
87% for Norrie. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Two games ago, we were at 33.
Right. Yeah, let's get rid of the win predictor. Don't listen to it, people. 87%. My God.
In the end, it's only 1 break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 2 games away as well, rather than 1. I mean,
I know it doesn't feel very safe, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, this is saying that like from this position, like 7 times out of 8, Norrie would win this match. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Oh, great! Great forehand from Rafa.
Show me the live prediction now.
Right. Probably a 10% swing after that shot, right?
Right.
We're in the 70s now. It's all 15.
But that's a very good first point from Rafa. He stepped in on that second serve return and 2 very good forehands.
Yep.
Norrie is second serve. Let's see. Oh,
did he make that?
No,
no.
But I thought for a second he made it. That was
I think he thought he did too. Also, automatic line calls are fantastic. I'm so glad we have them now.
I like the mix that we have. Like some tournaments have them, some don't.
Oh really? I want them everywhere at this point.
It was close, very close.
Win predictor back up to 87 after that.
Let's see.
Oh,
that's a bad backhand.
Yeah.
Well, that I have not seen him miss a backhand like that actually in quite some times.
Yeah,
that's that's.
I don't even think that was nerves. That's just like because he wasn't trying to do anything with it. Just
right. His feet kind of froze there. He got nervous for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a nervous game for Norrie so far.
Yeah, this is tough. I think. Yeah.
He's definitely thinking about the finish line.
It's
And
too
can't
early
blame
for that, though. I mean, bad all the time, but at 4-3, like, way too
Oh.
early.
Let's see. Some better backhands.
This is tense.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
good rally.
that was
Yeah.
I was
He held his
expecting
ground.
Rafa to win it, but
Yeah.
Norrie held
27
firm there.
shots.
Good tennis. 27 shots.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Norrie was not passive there. He was
Norrie is
making
showing
the ground work.
I don't know. He knows what to do, and he keeps doing it.
Yeah, that's a kind of rally that can gas you out a little bit. So
Yeah.
I think Norrie's got to try to get another point out of this.
I was about to say it was kind of a lung busting exchange, but then
Yeah, missing that first serve is not going to help.
Yeah. Deep breaths before the second serve.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my God. Okay, he needs to get penalized for this at this point. Does someone have a tracker on how many times he's done this? Oh yeah.
Probably better to hit a backhand.
Yeah. I
And
thought he was going to hit another backhand, to be honest.
how many times have we seen it as well, where Djokovic or Nadal lose like an epic point, and then they just come back and win the next one?
Yeah. Let's see if Norrie has the resolve to win this point now. His third break point for Nadal in the set.
Yeah. Remember, he hasn't broken since the first set, so. Oh, missed that first serve by a long way.
Oh, the host the special guest has arrived. Well played, but
well done.
Yeah,
Rafa
return.
too passive.
Yeah,
way too short. Dropped it right in the middle of the service.
Yeah, Rafa's got to attack if he gets another break point because Norrie's not missing.
Yeah, but full credit, he's played very well the last 3 break points.
Yeah, but Rafa knows he had a bad return.
Yeah. Let's see if we can.
Oh, see, and another really short return there. That's
and he did not get enough on that shot.
No.
I mean, Norrie won that with kind of an average backhand approach as well. That was.
Yeah, but I think he got to hit it from so close to the net that.
That he was going to be fine. He was probably going to make the volley as well.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing backhand.
Yeah, right on the rise. Well done.
Wow.
And Norrie.
Yeah.
Him saying right now.
Yeah, after giving 6-3, 6-3 to Deminor, winning this one would be huge. A huge last days of this year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's still part of his 2022.
We still have one more day tomorrow for 2022. That's crazy. I'm starting to think if we're headed towards a 12-month tennis season instead of a. It kind of feels like we didn't even have an off season, but. Because those exhibitions that these guys were playing, it wasn't just like 8-game sets or like tie breaks or anything. It was like full-on matches. Like these guys were playing a lot, like 4 or 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah, I saw a couple of highlights of that. of the Nadal Ruud matches, and Nadal is like sliding on hard courts. I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
Oh yeah, and Casper Ruud probably needs a break.
yes.
But in some ways, for like some players like that, it kind of makes sense to just keep on playing and then take a break after the Australian Open. But it's just like then it kind of hurts their argument of like we need an off season in tennis, because then it's like, well, if you're just going to use that and play a bunch of exhibition matches, then the tours can just be like, okay, we'll put a 500 there.
Yeah.
I'll play that one.
There is like a mini off season after the Australian Open, I guess. But
yeah, I guess if they're a top player, that's can be available time, or like the short time after Wimbledon, maybe. But there's not a whole lot of time.
Yeah, Ruud has told it. Is gonna have Ruud like an off season after Australian Open. In fact, he won't play in South America.
Yeah, that's a good decision. I think he needs that time.
Oh, nice return from Norrie.
Yeah, wow. The directionals that Norrie gets with his backhand, I mean.
Yeah, that's a good angle. Like
the cross courts and the down lines have been really well measured in the last two sets.
I really like this venue in Sydney.
Yeah, I remember watching this WTA. This was a WTA 500 last year, right? Badosa won it.
Yeah,
like we had some very good matches in that tournament. I remember, like Badosa and Krejcikova and Kontaveit. They all played some really good ones. Yeah. Oh yeah, and there's also a lot of money for these players for the exhibitions.
Yeah. I don't know what color paint they use on the courts, but it's like my favorite color of a tennis court. The blue is so nice.
Yeah, 30 all.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that was like a frustrated forehand from Nadal as well. Like it was very risky, and it didn't need to be.
This is a different prototype of loss than Nadal would have to his other ones.
Yeah.
Because like Fritz, Felix, these are hyper aggressive first strike tennis type players.
Right.
And I guess you could say same for Tommy Paul. Like they all have great backhands. And then Tiafoe you can put in the same category as well. So this one is a little bit different.
And he didn't fade physically in this one.
Yeah. I mean that's
great volley.
Oh, beautiful. That's and clutch. He needed that.
Yeah. Nadal still hit some very good volleys on the stretch in this match.
Yeah.
Like that one.
I also think he's had like a tougher time up there as the match has gone on, though.
Yeah.
Definitely not as easy as
he's missed some easy ones as well. He missed that easy one at 2-all.
Yeah, that was bad.
It was a gimme.
That's still like roaring, down 3-5.
Oh, he just missed that one.
Yeah, I thought he made it. I would like to see Norrie try to serve this out.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Here we go.
He has to serve it out.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? I'll put a poll on Twitter too.
Yeah, we have more than 1 hour of third set.
Yeah. I'm gonna say he does serve it out because Nadal hasn't been able to convert his break points.
I'm gonna say yes too. I like what I've seen from him the last 2 sets, and he's been clutch saving the break points, and Nadal hasn't quite raised his game enough.
Mm-hmm.
I think he does it. And I'll be even more confident if he wins the first point. But
shocking. Yeah, I feel like there's going to be like another break point or a 15:30 though, just because that's how the match has been going.
Why not?
Yeah. Mario, are you going back to sleep after this?
I don't know. I slept before a bit, so I'm not so cooked. Probably I'll keep going watching tennis.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking like if Iga is still going after this, I'll watch that, but she finished like ages ago.
It's a really bad idea to put Iga sometimes in a night session because it's like you just risk the match being under an hour.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, this probably goes over 3 hours if Rafa breaks back.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh.
15 love.
Yeah. There you go, Vaughn's first point.
Yeah.
I think Tim Henman just said one at a time. So some truly revolutionary coaching advice. that return like went straight into the side part for Great Britain. People like ran out of the way.
Nadal behind the Sydney sign for the second server time.
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Wow. Is it going to be easy for him? 30 love.
Yeah, that was. I'm surprised he went that far back. I mean, he gave up a lot of court there.
Yeah. Here, I'm just gonna tilt the screen away because wait, no, never mind. That's okay. But the tracker on the screen is a little ahead of the action, so might avoid looking at that.
Oh, good. Oh, great smash. So 3 match points.
Wow, it's overhead. Damn, Norrie.
Yeah. Wow. Impressive stuff.
Very, yeah. And not quite over yet, but that was a slow second serve.
Oh, amazing.
Oh, it's finished.
Well done.
Yeah, very well done. Good match.
Good match. Very good from Norrie overall.
Yeah. I think the saving the break points in the third set like that was very impressive.
Yeah. And he also had a whole firm in some long exchanges, 27 shot rallies.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, that was the point of the match.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon.
Morning, John.
Reminds me of when Rafa did that with his watch after winning in Melbourne last year, when he sort of says good evening and then he says actually good morning. But these are slightly sadder times for him. Listen, let's start with Norrie. And by the way, whoever's got to go and leave the channel, then do so at whatever juncture. But I do want to go on, Owen. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just thanking Ghost, who was with us on the live stream like the entire time. Very nice.
Yes, he's back. He's been gone for a couple of months. Anyway, so Ghost had a good off season, if no one else did. Anyway, Listen, let's begin on Norrie because I think obviously there's probably a lot to say about Rafa as well. That's 2 wins back to back and pretty impressive, right, Mario?
Yeah, because first of all, beating De Minaur in Australia and in a team competition is not an easy task, and he did it in a strong way. And today he's played another very, very good match, because after that first set and losing the set, even having his chances. Yeah, he did a great job. He has a very good confidence this moment, and we have seen it. What to say? Amazing backhand play today. This shot has worked in a fantastic way today, but he's been able with the forehand to let the ball bounces high on Rafa's backhand, and it has made the difference in some points. He's faced break points in the third set without fear and playing his tennis. So a very well deserved win. Despite all what we can say for Rafa, Norrie has played very well, and he's definitely on a great form in these first matches of the new season.
What are your thoughts, Owen, on Norrie?
Yeah, I think he played very well, especially in the last 2 sets. Through a set in like 4 games, I wasn't very impressed. He wasn't really doing anything on the return, and he was really bad at net. We were kind of laughing about that because he came in behind all these bad approaches. But then I think when he broke Nadal in the second set and then held, saving a break point, that was a big turning point. And he was really on his game in the third set. I think he saved the last 4 break points he faced, and that was in the second and the third set. He didn't get broken in either of those sets. By the end, I thought he looked great. So yeah, very impressed.
There was a break point that I recall Nadal having where he had a second serve to look at, and it was just it was there for him, if you like,
Yeah.
and he dumped it into the net. I think that'll be disappointing for the Spaniard. But Jim Courier, by the way, who I used to think was American, but seems to always pop up on my screen when it's Australia and never anywhere else. But anyway, he's up on our screen again. Yeah, I think Norrie played really well. So, probably as well as he can play, and maybe he needed to bring that. Switching it to Nadal, Vanch, it's 5 defeats now out of 6. It reminds me of of when Man United lost Ferguson 10 years ago, and they started breaking records left, right, and centre, but records that you don't want. Like they hadn't lost to Newcastle at home for 63,000 years, and then they lost to Newcastle at home. They hadn't gone out in the FA Cup at this stage, and they just kept breaking records. And Rafa's breaking unwanted records of his own, like not losing 4 matches in a row and for 15, 16 years, and not going out before a quarterfinal at a major for 6 years or 5.5 years or whatever it was. And now it's 5 defeats out of 6. It's also, I think, 3 of those 5 defeats have been in straight sets, and none of them against top 5 opponents. When do we press the panic button, Vanch?
I'm still not super panicked. Like I think there were some good moments for Nadal in this match. In the first set, he played very well. I thought he served very well. He got out of trouble plenty of times. The problem is he's having a few too many dips after winning the first set, and it's giving his opponents a little bit of belief that they kind of have him where the locker room aura might be fading a little bit, just because of the continuation from Paris Masters and the ATP Finals. But I think he's just got to play the big points better. Like he knows that. I mean, 3 break points in the third set. I feel like the 3-4 game, if he's at his best, he probably breaks there, and it's probably 4-all. He hit a couple of really short forehands in that game, and was a little bit hesitant or passive on one of the break points. And I mean, it's tough. Like he's playing a top 15 player right in the first match of the new season. I think he probably needed a few more reps before, but I think the match against De Minaur will be an interesting one, probably a bigger will be a big test. I'll see how he responds after this match. But I'm not pressing the panic button because best of 5 is a whole different ball game, and I feel like he can work his way into the tournament even if he's not at his best, and so I'm not too panicked just yet.
I've
I
said
didn't
it
see any.
before. Go on,
I
Vange.
didn't see that many physical issues or signs either. He was in it the whole time, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think physically he seems to be okay. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I've been saying it for about 2 or 3 years now. I don't think that these team tournaments are ideal before playing the Australian Open for players. I think Jack didn't necessarily agree with me when I said it about 2 or 3 months ago. I think it was during the ATP Tour Finals, but it's several fold. Take Nadal, for example. He probably doesn't play Cam Norrie now. He plays somebody slightly lower ranked, let's say, probably somebody maybe, especially at 250, maybe somebody outside the top 50, for example, in his first match. Let's say he wins that. He plays Cam Norrie 2 or 3 rounds later, and he's in a different situation. Also, he has another week or so in Australia to prepare. Or this goes for all players, by the way. You have another 3 or 4 days at least, maybe even 5 or 6 days to prepare. You're also in charge of your own destiny. If you're in with a country and you go out in the group stage, well, you're twiddling your thumbs for the next 10 days. I don't know if you can squeeze in somewhere there might be a tournament, but you don't really want to be squeezing into a tournament the week before Australia. I completely understand, for example, Yannick Sinner is not playing for Italy. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why that tournament in Adelaide is stacked. It's not just because of the Russian ban. I just think it's nonsensical. I think that we could go down the route of holding this tournament. I think you'll find in future years, if they continue with this slot, there's a reason why the Davis Cup, in my opinion, is quite handily placed for various reasons at that juncture that it is. And there's probably other times of the season it could be better placed, but I don't know. I just think that Rafa didn't play last year, for example. Well, look what happened, I know Owen touched on it in terms of the fact that it was played in Melbourne, which also I think added to his build-up. But I think that was perfect build-up for him.
Yeah.
It just eliminated the likelihood of an early departure, having barely played for 6 months. I mean, Sinner's not playing for Italy, Mario. Is that because of the reasons I just highlighted, do you think?
I agree with him because he's coming from some injury issues, and so probably he needs a different build-up event, like you were saying. So in his case, I can agree with him, but I also can understand this time. For example, Djokovic has made this choice. He was used to play the United Cup, the ATP Cup, sorry, before the Australian Open, but this time he made a different choice. I quite agree with you, but I think that it also depends about the player and how that certain player arrives at the stage. For example, I think that for Tsitsipas, this is a great chance, because having a mixed event for countries, Greece, for example, has a chance that probably could never have, or we don't know, in only men's or women's team events. So I think that it's also different from player to player.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Owen, do you want to touch on anything I just said, or say anything else about Rafa?
Yeah, I'd love to. I agree with all the points you made about the team competition. I also think, sort of from a calendar standpoint, how are we supposed to get excited about it? Because it's a lead up to the Australian Open. I can't I don't know. I mean, I don't have any national pride in American players, really. But I don't understand how anyone would be supposed to go USA, this isn't the big one. People are playing it to get ready for the Australian Open. I don't know about the rest of you. I would be curious to know this. when I was watching this match, I was just watching Nadal Norrie. I hadn't researched like,
Yep.
Spain versus Britain, this
Mhm.
pool. Like, I didn't think of that at all. And maybe that's kind of neglect on my part as a tennis fan or analyst or whatever. I don't know. I think it's hard to get excited for. I think if you're going to have a team competition, you need it to be in its own part of the calendar, which is hard
Yeah.
because there's so many events going on. But I don't know. I just think the Australian Open casts a massive shadow, and it's very hard to sort of define yourself within that. Like, it's the big one. It's what this time of year is about. They're in Australia. I'm just thinking about that.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're right. Calendar's a really good point. Listen, I think Nick Kyrgios pulling out, I think that may well have been influenced by the fact that, well, in fact, no, not may have been. Definitely would have been influenced by the fact that we've got the Australian Open sort of just a couple of weeks away or 17 days away. Yeah. Any thoughts on Nadal and also these points that Owen and I have discussed, Vanch?
Yeah, I mean, I think also the other thing is that it takes a lot of emotional energy when you invest in these team events, like because they're also traveling from cities to cities. Like if they get out of their group, they'll have to travel again, and then it's not just sitting there for your own match and preparing. You also have to support your team. You have to be there. You have to give tactical advice. You have to talk to all the coaches, and then you have to, like it feels like it's so much emotional invested energy, and it's like if you're maybe like really struggling to win matches, then it might be a good opportunity to play just because okay, like my team is very strong, like Spain, for example. Even if Nadal loses, he knows that okay, at least he has Badosa, at least PCB or some other players, so that he's guaranteed to play more. Like maybe he'll be guaranteed to play 3 or 4 matches versus if he entered in Adelaide or something and then he drew, someone really good in the first round, he might not play any matches until the Australian Open. So I can see both sides, but I think you make a very good one, and I do think it's like way too soon to have this kind of intensity build up because like the Australian Open is 2 weeks away, and it's just like I kind of miss like pre ATP Cup when we had like the Hopman Cup, then we just had the singular events because like the Hopman Cup was just the perfect amount of like there were no ranking points, but it still felt really competitive. It still felt like ideal in terms of the format and the way it was spread out, and I think the players really loved it. I'm not sure why they got rid of that event, to be completely honest.
Well, it's back now, right? Just a different part of the calendar.
Yeah, which doesn't make any
July.
sense. It makes no sense. Why would you have it in
After
July?
Wimbledon.
Like,
Yeah.
but
also
yes,
coming back at a time, it's been absent for 2 or 3 years when we didn't have any mixed team event. We have now a mixed team event. So I tell you what, let's bring it back. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Listen, I think less is more. I think that about tennis in general. I would like to see the calendar just lose some tournaments because if you're picking and choosing, and also I want to see more. Listen, look at Alcaraz, okay? So it's not just we look at Nadal and Djokovic, and we know that, but even Alcaraz is skipping Masters 1000s.
Yeah.
So what is that telling you? We're seeing other players that are playing at these events, and we're thinking, hang on a second, I'm not sure if Tsitsipas is playing his best tennis this year. I'm not sure if this other player is playing their best tennis this year. So that's that. The second thing is team tournaments. I want to make team tournaments special. I want to have Laver Cup every 2 years. I know it's an exhibition, but Laver Cup every 2 years, for example, every odd year, just like its cousin in golf with the Ryder Cup. So we have it, say, every odd year. We have the Olympics, perhaps just putting it out there, and probably a deep discussion would need to be had on this, but maybe make the Olympics a team event every 4 years. And then maybe have the Davis Cup as well, perhaps as well, every even year or something like that, or every odd year or something. I don't know. And that's maybe make the Laver Cup mixed. Maybe and keep the Billie Jean kick out of course as well, just like the Davis Cup. And that's it. That's it. Because as when you're, I like the argument, by the way, about the Olympics. If and perhaps tennis falls into this category, and soccer definitely does. When the Olympics is not the pinnacle of X sport, maybe it's time to reevaluate whether you should be in the Olympics or not. So take soccer, for example. And I certainly think when your team event, like the United Cup is here, is just all about being a build-up for something else, well, it's time to reevaluate that. I think Rome and Monte Carlo and Madrid and all of those other ones, yes, they are a build-up to the French Open, for example, but they're individual tournaments. They're still massive. The 1,000 points on offer and so on, and the trophy as well. It's unbelievable, yeah. And it is a build-up to, but it's a build-up. This, as Owen completely agree, he says, it's just wait. We're just looking at, players are pulling out, getting tweaks. They're just thinking about, listen, I need to be peaking in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I think it devalues the competition. So I want to value these competitions. I want to value the United Cup, but we're not valuing it really.
Yeah. Sorry. Do you mind if I weigh back in for a second?
Go on, Owen.
Yeah. Like, I really think the timing in the calendar screws this competition, because so imagine if it's an amazing event, it's intense, the matches are good. That's bad for the players, because like you said, John, you want to peak in 2 weeks. Like, do you guys remember in 2020 with the ATP Cup? I thought it was a great event that year. Djokovic played this amazing match with Medvedev.
Yeah.
He played a match with Nadal, the second set of which was great. But I was watching it and I was like, this is too intense. You don't want to be playing this kind of match now. And I think I don't know if these two things were related, but you look at Djokovic's Australian Open performance that year, he was close to losing in the final to Thiem. Nadal lost in the quarterfinals. I think maybe they used up a little too much of their legs before the tournament started. So if it's before the tournament and it's bad, then the viewers are disappointed. But if it's too good, then the players aren't getting what they want out of the warm-up.
Yeah, agreed. What are your thoughts, Vanch?
Yeah, I agreed with that. I actually thought Djokovic wasn't going to win the Australian Open just because of that reason, because I remember it being so intense and 9 days long, and he went through the whole thing. And in hindsight, it probably made him really well battle tested and whatnot. But it's just, I kind of agree. It's way too intense. And some of these players are coming off of playing an entire month of exhibitions in December, which feel very serious as well. They're playing full sets, full matches, full tournaments. And it almost feels like tennis is at a risk of just having a 12-month off season, 12-month season and 0 off season at this point, because there's just so much money on the table can offer for these top players that it just feels like, the tours could just be like, okay, we'll just put all these lead-in tournaments all in December now. If you guys are all just going to play exhibitions, the players lose that argument of the season is too long at that point. Same with the fans. So it's it's up to these individual players to decide what they want to do and where best they want to peak. But it's just so different for everyone. And then you also have the unfairness aspect of the team competitions. You still have, you have some players where you have 2 players in the top 20, and then you have one where it's Tsitsipas and then, I don't know, one number 200 or 300. It's just, and then you're having that match on the center court. It's just, and then the points distribution is also kind of uneven. And I just, there's just so many things. And it's not even 2023 yet, and we're getting these type of.
Yeah, I know. Just a couple of just completely irrelevant moans, but not even moans. Just funny that I saw that they were using. By the way, they're using Australian Mark. If there's an encapsulation of the overshadowing that I know Owen used, and I'm going to repeat it, then they've got balls that say Australian Open 2023, and I know Australia is slightly ahead of us, but they're not next year quite yet, and they're certainly not as far away as Melbourne. Mario, spread some cheer. Mario, I told you about the tiramisu. There's a very funny what do you call it? A short on YouTube that I made of Mario and I having a chat about the word tiramisu. So check that out if you're really bored one day. But Mario, give us some positivity about this tournament and a few other things.
Okay,
by the way, you can be negative too.
No, a positive thing, it could be that for the players, it could be that some lower ranked player has a chance to earn some money and to play on a big stage, and that could be a good experience for them. But I agree with all what we have said. I don't think that the country who wins this United Cup is I don't know, we will remember it for the rest of our lives. I think so. Yeah, because
Do you
probably
not
the
think
most
that we're going to see, if Argentina win it, we're not going to see similar scenes like we saw in Buenos Aires a couple of
no,
weeks ago? No.
no. We will remember for this January the player who will win the Australian Open, and probably the best match of the Australian Open, even if it's a quarterfinal, like for example in US Open. I think that I don't know. There are some good matches, but I agree with Owen when he was saying that today I was focusing on Rafael Nadal versus Cameron Norrie, and I was thinking about how is Nadal, how Norrie looks, how Norrie is playing. I haven't made a lot of thoughts about, okay, Spain now, what has to do in order to win the group, or and I think that's the main thing that tells us that probably we are not so interested about all the things about the country. We are enjoying the event because we are seeing some top players, some good matches like the one we saw today. But probably it's not then so important for us tennis lovers. I know probably someone can have his country involved, and so maybe it's different, but yeah, I don't think that it's matters so much about all the things about the team, which is probably more a thing of fun, I would say. I don't know if I'm too harsh.
I mean, it feels listen, you're more positive than us. You gave us the most positive response yet, and still there was a lot of balance there, let's say. By the way, there's a couple of other things about the tournament anyway, which I know they'll say, I know a lot of commentators will say, oh, but they're learning, they'll do it better next year. There's certain things that are obvious before the tournament even begins. I mean, I'm watching commentators before and experts, and I'm feeling the same. I'm getting confused what's going on here. Well, like, one of the things, 18 teams. 18 doesn't, or 18 nations doesn't work. You know, you've got mathematics. If we go 16 or 8 or 32, or all the numbers that work well. And group stages, I'm fine with that. No problem with that. Just like in the World Cup, 32 works great, and that's why I'm not a fan of 48 and all that. But let's not look at FIFA as a way of modeling our sport, okay? So, listen, back to this. So we've got 18, but also beyond that, how do they fix the 18 scenario? Well, we're going to have a country that loses a match and progresses. Now, Mario quite rightly said, but look at Argentina losing to Saudi Arabia recently, going on to win the tournament. Different. You lose in your group stage, as Casper Ruud lost his final group match, but still makes it through to the semi-finals. No problem with that. You can lose your first group match in even the dog doesn't like. Even the dog is angry about United Cup. Look, you lose your group stage. Don't worry, Mario. If he wants to come in, he can have an opinion on this for sure. And maybe he's more excited about it than we are. That's probably what the problem is. By the way, I love it that Javier from Argentina has joined us, by the way. But he's also left the stream to go and celebrate in the streets because maybe they've won a match at this ATP tournament, United Cup. But listen, if you lose at this tournament, it's actually in a knockout match, and you still can continue.
Yeah.
So I don't mind losing. In the group stage, you've got 3, and you could all win one time.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. But the problem is we've then got knockout matches, as I think they're calling them, like city finals. Well, I mean, also city finals are word. I don't think Rafa Nadal's got any great association with Sydney, so I don't think it's a final for him. Or anyway, it's 18. Can make it
would be so obvious to fix. Like, you already have players ranked like 300. Would it kill you to add 2 more teams, do 4 groups of 5 teams, and then like 1 or 2 come out of each of them, and then you have like knockout stages, quarterfinals or semifinals? Like, it's so easy to come up with now as we're talking about it on a live stream. Like, you're right, John. It boggles my mind that they didn't like.
Yeah. Exactly. And also Canada, where are they? I mean,
they're not in it.
No.
Yeah, you're not in it. Felix is playing Adelaide and Shapovalov too.
Okay.
Wow.
They're not in it.
So yeah,
I mean, but they have like Pospisil. I know Raonic is hurt, but like surely they could. Weird.
Yeah, no, but they're not in it at all. So that doesn't make sense.
It's like
to me
Serbia.
either.
They could have entered the event, but they choose to not enter.
And that's because probably the players, and I guess that's the same with Canada. I guess they just don't want to play it. They want to play this Adelaide tournament next week. Vanch, any thoughts on any of the millions of things that we've been complaining about?
Yeah, I have like similar type of frustrations. It's like the 18 teams doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I guess there are some good things like men and women competing together.
Definitely.
That's something that we should that's definitely like a positive, because that's one of the things that makes tennis special, and you can see the camaraderie and the coaching and all of that. But I feel like they could even do a better job with that. Like the benches, I feel like are so far away from the courts too.
Okay.
And they're kind of out on the outsides. So like the players, like I in other tournaments like the Labor Cup and stuff, it feels much more front and center, where they're like really close to the umpire chair, and it's like you're the typical benches like where they're at. But I think because they're just really big benches and there's so many people like on them, they keep them on the outside. So that part hasn't changed like since the ATP Cup. And then you just have some days where the atmosphere is not as packed and not as full, and then so like if you're buying a ticket, like you really don't know like what you're really getting that day in terms of like marquee matches, I guess. And if you're building this up as a marquee event, then it doesn't really, then you have so many matches in here that are not, that are just not relevant at all to the tournament. And it just feels too stretched out for me, like way too long and expensive. I wish there were less teams, maybe there were 16 or 8, and then we could just get straight to the knockouts, or we could make it 7 days and we could start it at the same time as the other 250s, and then it's just so much tennis right before the Australian Open, like just packed together. Like, I mean, next week you have Pune, you have Adelaide 250, you have Adelaide WTA 500, then you have the continuation of like, how are we supposed to follow all this? Like, it's just madness, honestly, if you think about it.
Some people, and I'll credit Mario here, some people can follow it, and they can. I mean, I'm doing streams of Mario sometimes, and he's ahead of me, put it that way. It is difficult to keep up. I'm completely brainstorming here, but I mean, maybe even just make it over, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. That way the guys can still come and play, and then go on and play in their 250 next week, for example. Maybe make it over 3 or 4 days. Maybe just do one set or something, or just do mixed doubles, or make it interesting. I was initially thinking, let's do mixed doubles and just maybe not have your Rafas and all that there, because they probably wouldn't play if it was just mixed doubles. But then I guess you probably have the ticket sales go down. Okay, I've got one tiny positive, which is it's quite a big positive. It is being played in a not a maybe super multicultural country compared to some, but at least the nations that are represented there, such as Italy, such as Greece, of course, Britain as well, of course, Australia. They are quite well represented in Australia in terms of, there's a huge Greek population in Melbourne, but throughout the country. Italy, Croatia, of course, as well, who are in action right now on my screen. I can see Vekic is winning 4-love in the first set. So, it's probably, if you're going to have one of these team events, perhaps Australia is the place to do it, outside of probably the UK and the US.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess we should be talking about the tennis, and Cam Norrie, great, but obviously there's still been a bit of trouble against Australia because. Against Spain, because I think as Mario touched on earlier, but also will be hot favourite to win her match. By the way, Dan Evans lost from 5-love up yesterday against
against Kubler,
which is quite a remarkable feat. And yeah, I thought he'd be quite good, knowing how grumpy he can be. He can win matches and still be quite grumpy. He was on the bench having a laugh and a joke afterwards. So, and by the way, Owen, I am with you on the Tim Henman. I've been on it on and off for a while, but this tournament in particular, he's been saying chip and charge, and the commentators or the encore interviews afterwards have been, full of praise in a way, but I think it's just because they're all mates. Everyone's mates in the tennis world at that level.
Yeah, no one's gonna talk bad about Tim Henman. He's the pride of Wimbledon.
Well, exactly.
I didn't even have my sound on, but everything everyone was saying, and I read his lips a few times, and he was not saying anything of substance. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. All right. Any final comments from anyone? Anyone want to say anything on today's action, tomorrow's action, tonight's action, whatever time it is, wherever you are? Well, go on, Mario.
I was just watching tomorrow's matches. We are gonna have some interesting things. For example, Carreño Busta Evans should be quite interesting. It's the replays of a Master semifinals of 2022. Well, we have Urkac again on court. In 2 days, we'll have Zverev against Fritz, Zverev not so in form, but should still be a good match to follow and to have some indications. And we were saying about Swiatek Bencic, so we have to see some good matches, and I'm happy about this.
Yeah, that's right. Some of the individual matches, and I'm looking forward as well to see how Nadal does against Dim and Norrie. I think it is. You said, of course, they had a pretty epic match at the ATP Cup about 3 years ago, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to see too many Argentinians on the streets because right now their representative Carla is losing 5-love to Vekic. So it's the streets of Split and Zagreb that'll be going nuts right now, rather than Buenos Aires and Rosario. There you go. Do you like my Argentinian geographical knowledge there, Owen?
I can't verify it because I'm not.
Rosario is maybe the second biggest city in Argentina. I just plucked it from somewhere. I think maybe from drinking red wine or something.
Okay.
Vanch, have you got anything else to add before we bring this monumental stream to a close?
Not really. I mean, there's probably going to be some few good matches still left in this tournament. Bunch of other good ones next week in Adelaide. I guess Badosa has some pressure now to win a match for Spain because she has to play Harriet Dart, and Harriet Dart beat her in straight sets at the Billie Jean King Cup.
Oh, okay.
Finals. So I think that would be interesting. See if Spain can actually come through and win this.
Oh, okay. So I was probably a little bit over optimistic for her. Okay, I didn't realize Harriet Dart beat her at the Billie Jean King Cup. Okay, well, that is interesting, and it's a bit of a mark of how Badosa has kind of fallen in the last 12 months. It's actually not a completely forgotten story, but perhaps slightly overlooked with other women sort of tumbling down the rankings, such as Raducanu and of course Osaka. I actually saw somebody tweet that Osaka isn't going to compete in Australia, but I don't know if anyone's heard that confirmed.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
It was someone is the operative word, by the way. It's not like an authoritative source, but I did see somebody tweet that she's not going to be there. But we'll see if that pans out. I hope she will be because on her day she's a contender, but obviously she hasn't had many good days in the last 12 months, unfortunately. But yeah, Badosa's one of those that's sort of slowly sort of gone down since say November last year, the WTA finals. Listen, I saw Owen have a little yawn. Mario's dog needs some attention. Vanch and I are going to go off and shout at a wall and complain about this tournament. Oh, here we go. Got Javier there talking about Argentinian cities. Cordoba is the second city.
Oh, Cordoba, yeah.
I have heard of it.
Yeah, me too. Javier, are you a big fan of Argentinian red wine like myself? Probably. But anyway, yeah. So, it's 6-love now. Croatia have won that first set. Odonovekic, Croatia, whatever. Anyway, listen, there we go. Everybody, thank you for stopping by. I'm going to finish the broadcast by playing a 10 or 15 second video. But Mario, ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao, which of course means hello and goodbye. But on this occasion,
yeah,
it's the
it's
end.
the same word.
We're not yeah, I know. We're not beginning again, Mario. We are ending. Owen, I'll say Auf Wiedersehen to you. And yeah, and Arrivederci Vanch. Oh no, that's two times in Italian. I should go au revoir, Vanch.
Adios, John.
Oh, very good, very good. All right. Ciao, everybody. Thanks for stopping by.
All right, bye, guys.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.